Hold on. Ah, wait. Hi. Hello, everyone. Hi. Hi, everybody. Hey, everybody. It's Curtis Burgers Burbert. My nervous energy before every stream continues to this day. So hello, how is everybody today? I hope everybody's doing fantastic. The weekend has officially started, so that means that my streams have officially started too. Tomorrow we will be doing other stuff, but today we are playing something a little more one-off-ish, because I'm still trying to get used to Twitch as a result of, yeah, you know. The thing is, I haven't really found many one-off games that I want to play as of right now. Nothing that's really caught my interest. So, as a result, I have to play, like, stuff that I've already played on the YouTube channel. And I know that, there's a lot of novelty that's kind of worn off with Galaxy Burger. But, I'm still playing it anyway because I want to play it, and plus a new update came out. But then again, I'm probably not going to even get to the point where I actually access the new update on the file that I have for myself. So it's not like I'm going to be playing for realsies. I'm just going to be playing through the planets that I'm already familiar with. Anyway, either way, how is everybody doing today? I hope everybody's doing well. I know that things have been kind of tough lately. Things are kind of slowly but surely catching more on fire, but sometimes there's some diamond among the ashes. Who knows? Either way, I'm glad that we're all here today to kind of unwind and take a break from all the bullshit that's happening in the world. I understand that it's bullshit, yes, but we're gonna continue on regardless. We're gonna march forward regardless, because we're not going to let it get to us. And we're gonna start our yaps. I'll be on my computer soon. It's alright, Scooter. Take your time. I'm pretty sure nothing's going to happen. Anything that does, because the chat isn't very active, and anything that does happen, I think I can handle on my own. So, don't worry. Just take your time. Let yourself relax a little. Everything will be fine. Anyway, I stopped doing this, but a little while ago, I started downloading some of my old streams on from YouTube onto my computer. And I just realized something very, very interesting that I can't help but think about. I'm looking back at all the streams that I've done in the past, and I noticed that most of them I didn't even last for like at least an hour or up to 2 hours. But slowly but surely, over the course of like maybe several weeks, as soon as I started taking it a little more seriously, I started to realize that my what the heck? What? That is a weird comment. Well, anyway, just to stop myself from getting distracted, I realized how far I've come in terms of how long I've streamed. Like, I've had a few bad eggs here and there, but for the most part, most of my streams have lasted usually up to about... My streams went from lasting about 2 or 3 hours to lasting about 3 hours at most. Like, I've been like, and I'm surprised, because it's like, I think part of it can be diagnosed to the fact, like, we got my 4-hour stream here, my B3313 stream, which will be making a return this Halloween, but we'll talk about that in a minute. We got the B3313 stream, that was of course 4 hours, which is very good. But the fact that I can now do 4 hours, 3-hour streams without much problem. I mean, I do get a little tired, but I guess you could say that in terms of how long I usually last, I'm surprised that I last as long as I do. And I'm glad that I do, because I always worry that, you know, all my streams are never long enough. I look at the people who can do like 10 to 12 hour streams, and I think to myself, how do they do that? Maybe I'll eventually get to that level. Maybe eventually I'll get the stamina to sit down. Like, even the 4-hour stream that I did, I was kind of out there, you know? But it's like, I managed to last as long as I did, and I'm very proud of myself, because I feel like if I didn't last as long as I did, then, then I wouldn't be here today, doing 3-hour streams consistently. Though then again, it's very debatable if this is gonna be a 3-hour stream. I'm not even sure. But hey, you know what? Whatever happens, happens, I suppose. Believe it or not, this was initially going to be a so I don't know. I don't know if you guys know this, but I have like a calendar that I keep all of my like stream plans on. Like all of the plans for my streams have everything from like the from what I'm doing this month, next month, to the month after that. There's a lot of stuff that I have planned. Next month is going to be more just the usual. More just the usual, but of course what we're gonna be doing for Halloween, we're probably just gonna be sticking to the usual. There's not really anything special I have planned for it other than just throw up a few decorations, get some costumes gone. Maybe maybe something like that. I mean, if you guys have any ideas for what I could do for a costume, that would be awesome. Because there's a very realistic chance that I want to dress up. But last year I dressed up as like a witch and the Mad Hatter. Those are out because I already did that, so maybe we can have a different costume. Maybe we can have different costumes, you know, stuff like that. Like something orange, like an actual like orange with a round. I don't know if I want to dress up as an orange. We already dress up as an orange. I'm not gonna get it out again, but I get my orange scented uniform out. You know, that's as close to orange as you're gonna get me. I'm not gonna dress up as an orange. Because unless it's like a dress. But then that would kind of go under the idea of sexy orange. I don't know. There's also the fact that I have a lot of stuff planned for Halloween in terms of like playthroughs. As you guys know, Saturday I'm dedicating most of it to Half-Life, and then if push comes to shove, Half-Life will probably go until next month. If I'm lucky. If I'm not lucky, then we'll probably be playing something else. But as I'm doing something else on that during that month after Half-Life, I'm going to also either put a pause on it or finish up the playthrough. Take that week off. Then I'm gonna take usually at the beginning of every month, and I'm going to be playing Poppy Playtime because I owe it to Lumi, who isn't here right now, who suggested the game to me a long time ago, and I never played it. I never played it at all. I never touched it. I'm gonna be playing FNAF for real this time. You guys are just gonna. I'm just gonna have to assume that Scooter's gonna keep a good eye on the chat while I play it, because even if it does mess up my computer, it's just gonna have to be a thing that I'm going to have to deal with for now. So I'll be playing Poppy Playtime. I'll be playing FNAF for real this time. We'll be bringing back B3313. I'm gonna get my hands on Observation Duty 7, and then if I can try to do this, I was gonna take the last Friday of October off, but the last Friday of October happens to be Halloween, so I was thinking that maybe we could watch a spooky movie, you know, something spooky together. We can do a live Burt reaction, just like the old days. And watch a scary spooky movie, or at least what I would consider a scary spooky movie. I could do a live Burt reaction to a movie I've never really sat down and watched before, actually. I'm thinking maybe The Nightmare Before Christmas, but Disney apparently has an issue with even a millisecond of their content being put on stream. Yes! Popcorn and a dog that eats it. Yes! I'm gonna try to look into it, maybe email Twitch, say, hey, you know, I'm not saying that I'm trying to steal the movie. I'll be getting the movie legitimately. But if there's anything, is there anything in the guidelines that says I cannot show this movie for any reason? They may come down to the fact that I just can't save the VOD. So I'm not saying that you guys shouldn't record the VOD for posterity. Wink. Well, you know. You know. I'm just gonna put it out there that's some plans. I'm also thinking about playing some Touhou games because the recent Touhou game finally came out. Remember when I played the demo on YouTube? Well, the full one just came out Actually, not too long ago, about a couple days. About a couple days ago, I believe. I think on the 17th of this month. A lot of people have been saying that that's not good. I don't care. I'm playing it anyway. I was gonna play it today. I was going to play it today, but then I realized that if I was going to play it, then it was going to be very awful to watch. I'm not a very good Toho player. I haven't touched the game in so long. Like, I'm not even joking. Like, Toho for me, Toho is one of those games where you have to have, it has to be like second nature. You have to actually, be able to, you actually have to, you know, be able to set up everything and actually learn patterns and stuff in order to actually win the game and all that. And it's not good if you're just sitting there pushing continue after continue, especially when you only get a limited amount of continues. And you would get the bad ending if you get to continue, which I can't show you guys the ending of the 220, unfortunately. Even if it's in Japanese, because I'm not going to be able to, translate it. Anyway, there's another Touhou fan game that I want to play that's also coming out. It's really interesting. It's like, I think I remember watching gameplay of it on YouTube as well. Not recently, but just like a long time ago. When before YouTube decided to go to shit and try to collect information, private information on other people without permission. And, let's see. I'm trying to see it. It's on my wish list right now on Steam. Let's see. Here. Yeah, there it is. Oh, wait. It's like way at the bottom because it isn't even released yet. It's gonna be out on the 24th of this month. It's gonna be a bit of a risk actually doing that because it's like gonna be a bit of a risk doing that because that means that gives me about 2 days to actually practice the game and get to the point where I'm actually good at it so that way people can watch it. But I should be fine. It should be fine. But anyway, next month we also start Stardew Valley. This will be the last month we do Voices of the Void. This is the second to last Sunday, and then next Sunday will be the last one. And I should probably point out that next Sunday I'm probably going to be late going into the stream, unfortunately, because it's just how it is. Unfortunately, my real life obligations get in the way of actual fun that can be had doing streaming. But I'm hoping, here's the hoping. I'm hoping it's gonna become a lot easier for me to actually start doing streaming stuff. And I'm not gonna get into why, but it does have to do a lot with some other stuff that I can't exactly explain. And also, there's also the other news. We can also look forward to October for one more reason, but unfortunately I probably won't be able to play it as it comes out, but probably the month after this. Month after October. If you guys don't know, there's a new Katamari game coming out! I'm so excited! I am super excited! It looks really goofy and silly. I was reading the plot and it was like, the king destroys the earth, and I'm like, God. What? That's not good. That's not good at all. That's not good at all. So yeah, the king destroys the earth, and now we have to, I guess, go back in time to prevent him from doing it? I don't know. That's the impression I'm getting at the moment, but that's basically what's happening right now. That we're doing that. But I can't wait for the new Katamari game too. It comes out in about 2 months. I wonder if his dad ever did stuff like that. Whose dad? Oh, the king's dad. I don't know. From what I could tell, he was too busy trying to get him to be a ballerina or something. I don't know. Remember those like little shorts that you watched during the game? He became a rebel, and then he met his wife, quote unquote. Well, his girlfriend. He couldn't have been his wife, but then again, they kind of look similar. I guess it's just one of those things. And of course, as you guys may know, Saturday on Saturday, my stream was interrupted by a comms agent who had relayed to me that my a particular top hat I was close to, Sunny, had unfortunately passed away. which is really sad when you think about it. I didn't really react with any sadness until I was in the room with him, his casket. And it just made me think of myself, what the fuck? That's not supposed to be happening, you know? I don't know, I guess a part of me kind of regrets not really keeping in touch with him these past few years, because for a while I kind of fell off from him, checking out up on him. And things just kind of happened, you know? I feel bad because of that reason. And Mike told me that I really shouldn't come up with regrets. I mean, I did spend a lot of time with him when I was a younger Top Hat, even before my leg became the way it is and everything. And it was nice, and I was happy, but fortunately, it sort of happened and out of nowhere, and I was like, it was like when I got the news, I was stunned because I was like, it felt like Sunny was going to live forever, you know? Felt like that was the kind of thing that I felt like. It was like Sunny was gonna live forever so I could see him anytime, but he disappeared. That's just upsetting to me. I remember I actually dreamt earlier. Hello, Sketchy, thanks for the follow. I remember I dreamt earlier that about him, and he was alive, and I was like, oh my god, I thought you were dead. And I guess I didn't think to myself that maybe that wasn't real. It's just hard to believe sometimes. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. For me, that wasn't really real, and I guess that's why it was hard for me to say, you know? It's fine. I'm fine. I'm fine, but it's just, it was hard for me to, it's hard for me to understand, or even hard for me to understand, or just, you know. It happened, and for me, it was like, oh no. You know? And then when I went to the funeral, I was like, oh no. Well, either way, I think that's not well, anyway, let's try to bounce back to a much more fun topic, I guess. You know, this was actually originally going to be me playing Musume, but then I thought to myself that the way I talk about gacha games and how predatory they are and how you should never waste your money on them. If I so much as even touch Uma Musume, I'm probably going to be perpetuating that as a result of, you know, or as a result of that, and I don't really want to do that, so to prevent myself from promoting any gacha games, I decided not to just do that. Because it's like, oh, well, I can say all I want, don't play gacha games during the streams, but it doesn't change the fact that I'm playing a gacha game on stream. So this is just your daily reminder, don't fall into the trap of gacha games, because it's not worth it, I can promise you that. Another thing, but to make up for the fact that I haven't been paying attention to horse girl anime, I have been actually watching the anime. And it's not bad, it's very cute. I think the first season is kind of interesting, but it's also I think Special Week is kind of annoying on occasion. I'm not saying that she's a bad protagonist. She just happens to be really, you know, motivated and she happens to be very motivated But at the same time, it's like she's like one of those never give up and believe in your dreams, and that kind of gets grating after a while. Season 2 of the anime, though, is really cute. It focuses on 2 other girls in her team, and it's a really sweet thing, but it's also like, it feels like one of the girls gets gut punch after gut punch after gut punch because she breaks her leg 3 times during the entire during that entire season, and it's like, I want to run with this other girl on her team, and it makes me happy, and I want her to be my rival, and then suddenly, out of nowhere, oh man, out of nowhere she breaks her leg 3 times, and then suddenly, the other girl that she wants to race with suddenly has something bad happen to her leg. And you're probably thinking to yourself, what happens in the Uma Musume and what happens in the Horse Girl anime when a horse girl breaks her leg? Well, they don't euthanize them, that's for sure. Which is good, in my honest opinion. But, you know, instead it's just like, oh, they just get better, and they go through rehab, and they run again. But for the girl for the main character in season 2, it was kind of hard because she broke her leg 3 freaking times. Now, if you break your leg 3 times, I think it's safe to say that you probably shouldn't be doing anything involving sports at all, because that means that you're overstressing yourself in situations where you can't exactly work. But, you know, that's just my honest onions, if I'm gonna be completely fair. But, you know. Any other dreams that I've had recently? That's weird, because the one dream that I talked about earlier sticks out of my head the most. But then again, I guess that's just it. Because I've had interesting dreams, because I haven't written them down. I haven't really gotten the opportunity to actually remember them. So now I am at an impasse, to say the least. Alright, but anyway, I think it's safe to say that we're done yapping. I'm glad that we all had this chat together. And of course, as per usual, I will be going ahead and starting up the game. Just as a reminder, let's see. Whoa, I didn't know you could do that. Well, that changes everything. I just saw something in OBS, and I thought to myself, oh, what's that do? And then it started doing something, and I'm like, oh my god, what is that? I didn't know it could do that, and look at that, it did that. So hey, you know, I learned something new. Woohoo! There it is, there's Galaxy Burger. I'm gonna have to go back in the settings, because I had the audio turned all the way down. Oh my goodness. I'm just about ready to start. If I can change my cursor, I'm making it orange. But I'm fine, you know, I'm fine. Regarding my earlier tears, I am still fine, don't worry, it's just happened to be a little bump, but I'll be fine, don't worry. And anyway, we're gonna go ahead and start with a save file that I, just initially started with, and that's fun, to say the least. We're still in the solar system, which is funny, because on my personal file, I'm actually quite far, believe it or not. Builders. Okay. So anyway, that's just how it is. Let's see. Also, if you guys have any costume suggestions for what I should dress up as, I do have my cowboy costume on standby still. I showed you guys the model of that earlier in an Ask by Shams, which I don't know if they're in the audience, but if you are, shout out to you, my friend. Hope that that art project that you're doing is going to go really well. Oh, I should probably change my projection too. Shoot, I forgot. I forgore. I'm gonna rip apart the universe if I stay like this. Oh dear. Alright, let's see. By the way, Scooter, are you feeling alright? Because I couldn't help but notice that you weren't as chatty as usual. You know, and if you're not feeling alright, then you don't have to worry about, sticking around. You can just... Oh yeah, don't upload the multiverse. Yeah, I couldn't help but notice that you weren't as chatty as usual. I'm not saying that you had to be chatty, it's just that it's worrying, because you usually are pretty chatty. Feeling alright, just a bit tired. You went swimming today? Lucky! I wanna go swimming too! Ah! I wanna go swimming too! I wanna be on a pool floaty! Aw, man. How come you get to go swimming but I can't? My sister, niece, and nephew and niece swim. They really tired us out, haha. Oh, that's sweet. Oh, man, why can't I go swimming? I'm so jealous. Ah, it's not fair. Alright, let's see. Sorry, I'm just stretching my hand out because I'm about to do a lot of clicking. This game is nothing but clicking, as far as things are concerned. Hopefully they'll continue to update this game as time goes on. And my niece, almost 2, has started doing nosedives in the water, and it's better having multiple people looking after her. What? Oh my god. We don't need your niece. We don't need your niece having a drowning history that's comparable to mine, dude. I've already drowned 3 times in my life, and the last thing I need is competitors. I'm pretty sure there are people who have drowned more times than I ever have in my life. Like, I think that's an accomplishment, a feat. Well, first of all, it's not. And second of all, that's not good. I'm half tempted to look up some old rock. She's learning how to kick, though. I'll probably take her to swimming lessons soon. Yay! Teach her how to swim. Teach her how to swim, so you don't have to worry about her as much. Or you don't have to worry about her drowning as much. Oh dear. I'm not gonna increase the amount of customers, but I will try to get some good coupons here. Alright. Here we go. Man, I'm so used to, I'm so used to, like, Tabby. Like, that's where I've been these past few sessions. I've just been in Tabby. Just... Oh no. Oh no, I'm getting to that part of the stream where I start staring blankly ahead. I'm disassociating. Hold on, I need to get back to reality for a sec. Oh, I'm drinking some water. I stole it from the funeral home. Ah. Ah. There we go. You know what? I probably should have seen that coming. Imagine going into a restaurant and a person sees forgetful over your head. Imagine going to the restaurant and you get like assessed based on your like how much you're going to order. Oh, you're listening to music, yeah. Imagine, like, okay, you go into a you're working at a restaurant or going to a restaurant. You come in and you see like a customer and they there's a big old word over your head that says forgetful. Wouldn't you feel a little bit silly? Wouldn't you be like, "Oh god, they're judging me?" Oh my god, now it makes me think of what I'd have over my head. I probably have something like picky eater over my head. I would, but I couldn't dispute it. Oh my goodness. I mean, I wouldn't say that I'm a bad picky eater, but I'd say that in terms of how much I eat, I'm pretty bad about it sometimes. So, you know, that's why. Okay. Oh, stop yawning, Burt! Ah. I probably have picky eat over my head. I think picky eater kind of falls under the allergy, thing. I could imagine being allergic to tomatoes though, because that's actually a thing. If tomatoes taste spicy to you, you gotta go and get a diagnosis, because that means you are allergic to tomatoes. But I have some cheese. Fine. There. Alright, there we go. we're sending all of our buck ups to the audience, just so you know. So if I fuck up something, I'll be able to. Actually, I should build a Burt burger while I'm here. But then again, I'm not even sure what I want on a Burt burger. That's the problem. Well, if there's anything I really want, it's the burger. Because that's basically how I operate, just the burger. It's basically how I operate, you know? Actually, you know what? One of the things that I've been doing, that I've been doing with, my burgers, I haven't done it in a while, because of reasons. But, one of the things I actually did at one point was I actually put boiled eggs on my burgers instead of just frying an egg on the griddle or whatever. And it tastes really good. I like the powdery middle, combined with the juiciness of the burger. It's like really good. I like to do boiled eggs on my burgers. And what I also did was I also put I took like some onions and I griddled them, and I made like these onion bits, kind of like McDonald's does. I tried to cut them really fine, but the most I could do was like really small chunks. But that's what I tried to do basically. I tried to get it like McDonald's does, because I don't usually eat at McDonald's, despite the fact that I ate there very recently. Actually, yesterday. I don't really like eating at McDonald's because they kind of fell off. But if there's anything that I really like about McDonald's burgers, this is the fact that they do that thing where they cut up onions like really fine and put them on your burger. When I was a little Burt, I used to call that rice. I used to call that rice. I thought it was rice that they put on it, and not like actual burgers. Like actual, and not like actual, like an actual vegetable. I guess it's because, you know, when I was little, I was even worse of a picky eater than I am now. So to me, it was rice, but to my mom and dad, to Burt mom and dad, they were like, no, Burt, that's not a rice, that's actually onions. And I'm like, no, it's not, it's rice. Because it was shaped like rice, it looked like rice. So what was I supposed to think? That it was like, not rice? Let me go ahead and put it like this. Would you put rice on a burger? Out of curiosity? Like, I know they have, like, those rice patties that they have, like, later in the game. Would you put rice on an actual burger? I wonder. Because I think, I don't know, it's just, I feel like it would be okay, but I think it would have to be a specific burger in order for it to work. Because, for me, it would be like, probably wouldn't, but I love rice. I love rice too. I love rice is a grain that I couldn't get rid of. Like, in terms of carbs, that's one of the carbs I couldn't get rid of, in all honesty. That guy's gonna have to wait, I'm busy doing this. There you go. I'm glad that the stuff in the fryer doesn't burn. Because I have a feeling it would be a much worse. Because I feel like I forget about the fryer all too often. And then everything burns in there. And it's like, oh my god. Meanwhile, in real life, it would very realistically burn. If given the chance. I hate it when customers ask for uncooked rice patties in this game. I mean, I can understand it. I'm not gonna judge people for their eating habits because I'm a picky eater. I'm a picky eater myself. But at the same time, I can understand why you would say that, because it is kind of gross, you know? I mean, the rice just kind of sits in there, but in the patty form. It doesn't really, do much. I forgot the egg. I was wondering what was wrong with this. I was like, this doesn't look right, and then I realized... Yeah, I'm just glad I don't have to eat it. But then again, I feel like if I would, like, the way they break the rice patties, I feel like it would fall apart way too easily if I ate it. I would have to eat it with a fork and a knife. Like, I'd have to cut it open and cut it apart and cut it like a knife. You know what? I'm surprised. That's something in this game. There is there are chicken patties in this game, but there aren't, any, like, let's see, what's it? I'm sorry, I'm trying to think now. Definitely gonna do that. Gonna do that. Then, well, nothing else I really want. There we go. One of the things I've noticed is that they do have the raw, they had the raw chicken patties, but they don't have, like, chicken patties that you would consider, like, grilled chicken. Like, I feel like that's one of the staples of, like, fast food culture. You have the breaded chicken that's obviously fried, but then you have the grilled chicken. Yeah, trick her. She's so shy, then why didn't she come in here? I'm just kidding. But, you know, it's like, that I feel like that's an obvious thing. You would have the grilled chicken patty, and then you would have, like, the fried chicken patty, too, to go with it, because, you know, it's like, if you're gonna run a restaurant like this, you're gonna have to go for the healthier option, quote-unquote, like how that is. I don't really think that grilled chicken is any healthier than fried chicken. But I'd say that in terms of how they are presented, I can understand why people would think the latter more than the former. The early, I don't know. It's like, yeah. Okay. I can understand why people would think that it's healthier, quote unquote, because you don't put it in like a deep fried batter or whatever. But it's like, you know, it's like it's still technically on a grill with grease. You know, it's not like it's gonna get away from that with that logic. You would think that that would come up at some point. Like, oh, it's still on a chicken burger is one of my favorites. I've been liking chicken burgers too, but you will never catch me walking into a Chick-fil-A. I'm just gonna say that right now. Like, you know, that's the thing. A lot of people are like, oh, if you want good chicken burgers, you can go to Chick-fil-A, and I'm like, if you want me to flay you, then you can go, and I can do that right now, because you cannot look at what, Jesus Christ. You cannot look at what Chick-fil-A is doing right now with their bullshit and say to yourself, oh no, it's okay. I'll just continue to support them anyway, despite the fact that, you know, it looks like I kind of wrote a secret message here. Don't eat at Chick-fil-A. That's a secret message. But yeah, don't eat at Chick-fil-A if you can help it. It's like, seriously, not only can you probably make a better chicken burger, but there are better places where you can get chicken burgers. Like, I'd say that Walmart has better chicken burgers. Honestly. Hello, can I place an order? No, you can't. Get out of here. Go home. Get out of here. But yeah. I'm not a fan of Chick-fil-A, and I will never eat at Chick-fil-A. Seriously. Even if someone else is buying for me, that's like more money going towards them than at that point. It's like, well, it's just okay because someone else pays for me. Well, that's still the money that they spend on you still goes towards that awful restaurant. I mean, aren't there like a lot of knockoff recipes of Chick-fil-A's burgers online as of right now? Like, I don't think there's any excuse. If you can't sit down and put effort into actually learning how to do that, then that's not a problem of you. That's a problem of I need to do this real quick. Then again, I've never really, you know what I've always questioned, actually? Why pickles? Why pickles? Why do they put pickles on a chicken burger, I wonder? Oh no! I just keep messing this up. Here, I need to get this real close so I can get it nice and neat. I'm a perfectionist, as you can tell. I should have probably put the sauce on there. You know what sauce that I want them to introduce? I want them to introduce teriyaki sauce to go with the grilled chicken concept that I just came up with. It can be like it can be barbecue sauce. Oh yeah, that would be cool too. You could have like a barbecue sauce and a teriyaki sauce. And maybe another sweet sauce. You know that cinnamon roll stuff? They could have, like, cinnamon buns. They could have cinnamon buns. Like, these kind of buns, you could have cinnamon buns. That would be a fun little thing to have, add to the game. Just cinnamon buns, for real, literal, instead of just, like, you know, as a concept. Forgot what is on the Cosmic Burger. I was about to make it upside down, too. And then, another fruit you could add would be, apples. And they would be sliced apples. And you could griddle them, too. And that would be one of the things that you could do, is, have griddled apples and stuff. Okay, so, Scooter, you played this game as well, so you know exactly what I'm talking about. But you know those people that, like, put, like, pineapples on their stuff and all that? That's pretty funny, right? Oh my god. I don't know, I mean, like I said, I have no room to talk because I'm a picky eater myself. And the weird fruit sauce, lingonberry, yeah, and chocolate sauce. You know what, I find that if I'm going to complain about one thing, is that, sometimes the customers that order, sometimes there are customers that will order, like, chocolate sauce on a very spicy burger or whatever, and I think to myself, okay. Okay. You're the weirdo, but you're a weirdo, but hey. And hey, you know, like, you know, there's people that, like, put ketchup on everything, so who cares? Like I said, I'm not gonna judge people's taste because I mean, I'll be weird about it, but, you know, it's like, you know, whatever, who cares? Like, seriously. My tastes aren't any better. Like, I would go as far as saying that my tastes are weird. Like, sometimes I can't eat fries without ketchup anymore. Like, I used to be able to put cheese sauce on them, but now the idea kind of makes me sick to my stomach. I went through that phase where I basically put cheese sauce all over my fries. It was, like, homemade, too. I made it with, like, flour and cheese and everything. And now the idea of doing that makes me sick to my stomach. I'm like, God, why did I eat like that? What the heck is wrong with me? So I like ketchup with my fries now. And that's pretty much how I am at this point. I'm so glad I grew out of that phase. I still eat fries, though. So it's not like I'm any better, it's just that unfortunately I've come to realize that maybe, just maybe, what I'm eating is a bit unhealthy. It's fine. You want some burgers. Have you ever tried poutine? It's fries with gravy and cheese curds on it. I don't really like gravy, actually. I'm gonna be completely honest. Gravy was never one of those things that really got me going. I'm not saying that that anybody who likes it is an idiot. I'm just saying that, you know, for me it's like, nah. I'll pass. Honestly. And that's just how I am, unfortunately. Hold on. I underestimated how long this would take. Ah! Okay. Egg warning. Yep. Yeah, the egg is burning. I didn't want to feed you burnt egg. That would just be gross. I can't imagine that eggs burnt taste very good. Like, they probably taste like awful. Real awful. There we go. The stove is cooking about 50% faster, so that's probably part of why I underestimated how much it would take to get this done. Here we go. And there we are. There we go. And... What was I talking about earlier? I was talking about something, but I don't remember what it was. This is the part where you guys play the Jeopardy theme, or like a dial-up tone over my thinking. It goes like... It's probably easier to find the tile-up tone. Oh, you know what? I can be annoying for a second. I can be annoying for a second. Hold on. Hold on. Soundboard. I can be very annoying for a sec. No! That's not what I wanted! What is it? Dial-up? I should remember this considering I grew up with the sound. This is my- this is me thinking. Like, what was I talking about again? It was important. It was very important. I can't remember. That's me. That's me right there. Oh my god, unless it's even worse when I'm on the job and it's happening too, because it's like I forget something and then I'm like, oh no, this is supposed to be happening now. I'm supposed to remember these things. This is not good. Ah. And then I remember, and then I feel like an idiot. Like, why? Why would I forget something so important? Oh, I don't know, maybe if I can't remember what it is, maybe it's not important. Alright, there we go. Hi. Sorry. Let's see. Let's see. Now I can't remember. Now I can't remember what I was thinking about before. Play it back! I did forget sunscreen today, but I think I still got sunburned? Oh, that sucks. Man, that sucks. It sucks when you get something that's supposed to do its job and it doesn't work. But then again, I never really wear sunscreen because I tan easy. I don't really need to. I mean, I'm fine. A little skin cancer never hurt anyone, right? Wait. Okay. I forgot that food delivery bots at this stage are not very difficult to deal with. Eventually you get the- Ah, no! Oh no! Here you go, Scooter! And other people, and the other viewers, there's your food for today. There's your food for today. Just some burnt bread. Burnt bread. Remember when Lumi was complaining that I was throwing down stuff that they didn't like? Ah, I miss Lumi. I don't know where they went, but I hope they're enjoying themselves wherever they are. They probably just got busy with real life stuff. No, my... That's just fine. I hope they're having fun. That's the important part, is that they're having fun. If they're not having fun, then I will find them and I will get them. Because they need to be gotten for not having fun. Let's see. Part of me kind of forgot that today was Friday. This week has just been going by so slowly as a result of everything that's kind of been happening, but at the same time, it's like, you know... It's kind of like, you know... For me, it's like... Oh, well, I guess today's Friday. I was actually looking forward to streaming today, something that that hasn't really happened in a while, believe it or not. I was afraid that I was starting to get sick of it, but I'm hoping that I can continue. Hoping that I can continue to stream for you guys, especially considering everything that's going to happen up to this point. I'm really excited, and I'm like, anticipating the future to be good. Oh. Sorry. I didn't mean to try to prematurely send your order out. Here, I'm gonna get the fries and this guy started. And, you know, just the plans for the future that I already touched upon. Like, you know, how I'm gonna be streaming through September. I'm not gonna be streaming on Labor Day, because that's how it works. But then again, when you consider the fact that my first Monday stream is going to be not on Labor Day, but on the week before Labor Day, then I suppose it makes sense that I wouldn't stream on Labor Day. Thank you. Alright. There we go. There we go. And so this it's not Labor Day. I kind of feel sad that I'm not streaming on Labor Day, but at the same time, I had to take a week off for Labor Day. We can't have me working on Labor Day, and the Homestar Runner holding a spoon with a stupid bowl on his head will get mad at me. Today Day is Labor Day, not today Day. Today Day is not Labor Day. That's week from now or whatever. Any special Top Hat holidays coming up? We don't have made-up holidays. we celebrate some birthdays of old leaders, but we're not like a cult where we make up our own holidays. That's like cult logic, dude. We're not a cult. At least I don't think we are. I want to believe that we're not a cult, you know? Maybe we do some cult-like things. I think I did hear some Top Hats chanting in the other room about sacrificing a goat. But then again, that could have been just me. Maybe that was just me. I don't know. I don't think anyone really does any cult-like things aside from the witch. And even then, she's kind of like... I mean, like, during the funeral, she was talking to me about studying that she had been doing recently, trying to reach a higher plane of, existence, and I'm like, good luck with that. Hopefully they were playing Cult of the Lamb or something, I guess so. One more day on Mars. I should not be yawning. I should not be yawning. I'm Burt. I'm supposed to be... Well, But no, we're not a cult. We can make up our own holidays. At least I don't think I do. I don't think we do. I want to believe that we don't have our own made-up holidays. But maybe we do, and I'm just not aware of them. I know like I said, I know we celebrate some Top Hat leaders' birthdays, you know, old Top Hat leader birthdays, or at least the ones that mattered. I don't celebrate Terrence's birthday, because Terrence was a jerk, according to the chief. And then, of course, we don't celebrate, we don't really celebrate Randy's birthday either, if I remember correctly. Or Randy. I don't know, I feel like we should celebrate his birthday, because he was a party guy, so wouldn't it make sense to throw a party for the party guy? I don't know. I kind of silently celebrate it. Today, Bourday is Randy's birthday. Not today. Not today. Today is not Randy's birthday. I don't know when his I forgot. I don't remember when his birthday is. I'll have to look it up in the records. Because, Harold would have that information. Let's see. Let's do that. By the way, what planet do you think these Robo-Cats come from? Like, you know, you see these Robo-Cats and you think to yourself, everybody's an alien, right? Well, what planet do these guys come from? Yeah, your order's ready. Okay. I mean, I know that there's a Futurama episode where, once again, Burt talks about Futurama. I think they came from Neptune, wanna know why. Is this gonna be a pun? This is gonna be a pun, isn't it? This is gonna be a pun, isn't it? You guys and your puns. Maybe you want to hear it? Sure, why not? Why not? Why don't I humor you in your pun? I'm already laughing and I haven't even heard the joke yet. But because they eat tuna fish there. Oh. Yeah, but you can't. Anyway, Futurama. Yeah, in Futurama, there's a whole bunch of like cats. Once again, name a stream where Burt doesn't mention Futurama because you know he watched it a long time ago and thinks it's despite it's rough around the edges, how rough around the edges it is, it's still a good cartoon. But basically, in Futurama, there's like in late stage Futurama, there's like a planet full of cats, and they're all like. They helped the Egyptians build the pyramids and all that, you know, or at least coerce them into doing it. They made the Egyptians think that they were worth worshipping because and that's why they're like the sacred animal. And at least in that universe, that's like why they're the sacred animal. Honestly, and I think that's kind of funny when you think about it. That's kind of funny, but it's because it ties into that whole, oh, aliens built the pyramids. But then Futurama also subverts that because they say that they went to Earth to learn how to build pyramids from the Egyptians, because it was pretty obvious how the Egyptians built pyramids. Like like I don't think it was like aliens. I think it was like logs under big blocks. And I think this is the saddest thing I've ever made, by the way. Can you imagine walking to a restaurant and ordering this? You must be having a bad day if you want to order that. Hi. Hello. Are you having a bad day, sir? Ma'am? Zer? I'll just say Zer. Yeah. Are you having a bad day? At least this burger makes sense. I always think about... It's like, you know... Oh, shoot. Here, I'll just put them to the side for now. I was gonna put them in the trash, but then I thought, well, I'll probably use them on a different sandwich. My favorite Futurama's episodes is Luck of the Fryrish. Oh yeah, that's right! The one where he finds out his brother named his, son after him. Aww. And then there was that joke in there where he, Oh yeah, we can use it on this burger. Yeah, he found out that he thought that his brother stole his name with his Lucky Clover, but instead he named his son after him. Poor guy. But then that's directly contradicted, because in one of the specials they he goes back in time and relives his life as Philip J. Fry. As Philip J. Fry once again, and then he finds out has some revelations or whatever, and all that. But I'm not about to get into that because it's spoilers. But you know. Let's see, oh, there's like 2 burgers that are... Whoa! Hold on, I gotta... Thank you. I always kind of cringe when they ask for a well-done burger, because I think to myself, do you want a burger or do you want a shoe? I'm like, that doesn't seem very good. Like, I think a burger that's not done all the way, just kind of kills the purpose of the burger, because burgers are supposed to be juicy and delicious, and instead you ask for a burger that's all dry and chewy and gross. Like, I don't know, I guess that's the one thing I'll criticize people who do well done burgers. They're just like I remember a long time ago, back when Burt was obsessed. Back when little Burt was obsessed with McDonald's. This is back when little Burt was obsessed with McDonald's and didn't think there was anything wrong with it. Back then, little Burt, that's me, did not like Burger King and thought it was bad because, and I quote, "I think the burgers taste like an old shoe." That is something that my Burt dad quoted until he died. It was like, oh my god. I just can't believe it. I told Mike this story, now he teases me about it. Now he teases me about it too, like, oh my god. And to be honest, I can understand why some people don't really like Burger King these days, but still, it's like, I guess when you're little and you prefer one restaurant over the other, you can't help but think of that. I can't help but think of that quote, you know. I wonder if there are any kids that grew up on Burger King over McDonald's. And their opinion of McDonald's is kind of like that as a result. They're like, oh, I don't like McDonald's burgers, they're gross, or I don't like McDonald's McNuggets, they're gross. I mean, I know that Burger King has like some semblance of, I know that Burger King has some semblance of, like, fries that they have, you know, not fries, chicken that they have, and I'm not sure how it holds up to, say, like, an actual chicken place. Not like Chick-fil-A. We're back to don't eat a Chick-fil-A. We're back to don't eat a Chick-fil-A. But I'm not sure how it would hold up to compare to like another chicken place. Like, I know there's another chicken place that I like to go to, but I'd rather not say the name of it because it might give away too much. But there's like, I'm not sure how it would. I did. It was my favorite, especially when they have Pokemon toys and kids meals. Oh hey, there's a hash brown. Alright, whoa. New ingredient is now available on this planet. Whoa! My reputation increased with Venus while I wasn't looking. Okay, well, let's leave. Wait a minute. Do you hear that? Okay, that sounds like crickets. Oh, is that crickets? Or is that... Is that crickets, or is that just space sounds? Holy shoot. Okay. I think it's the game. In the game I put my headphones in. It sounds like crickets. Are those the space crickets? You know, the ones that only come out in space. Oh, whatever. I'm purchasing a pass for Jupiter. Yeah, but that was me when I was younger. I don't like Burger King. It tastes like, oh god, new orientation. I hate this. Oh, you love bread? Well, guess what? I don't know. Oh, the combos return. The combos return. Oh yeah, those are space crickets. I don't remember space crickets being a thing. Like, I haven't heard them yet on the space station, so... Obviously, they're made up. Why would you make things up, Scooter? Why would you make things up on the internet? That's not cool! They're at least 5 times bigger than real crickets. No! Those aren't real! Those are fake! Quit confusing people! People are gonna watch this and think, oh my god! Those are real? No, they're not! They're not real at all! I'm just like, what? I mean Earth crickets, then Earth crickets. Real crickets? What about fake crickets? The fake crickets, like, violence. Violence! Those are fake crickets. Because you rub something on them to make a noise, but they're not really crickets. They're not really crickets at all. They're just violins. Of course, I learned how to play the violin. If I picked up one now, I probably wouldn't remember how to play it, unfortunately. I still have my ukulele, but I haven't tuned it in so long. I haven't tuned it, so I'm not gonna worry about it right now. I'll probably tune it and try to play it a little while tomorrow. See if I can't be entertaining before the Half-Life stream starts. Oh my god, I'm so excited for tomorrow's stream. I can't wait to play the game again. I really can't wait. This is the first time I'm like, oh my god, I can't wait to play another game. This other game now. I can't believe it. Like, I can't believe that we cliffhanged right before the gravity gun. That's just sad, in my honest opinion. We should have gone for a little longer, honestly, but stuff came up and I couldn't exactly do that. I definitely wanna play Half-Life though. Again, I'm ready to play it again. I'm ready. With all this talk about Half-Life, why don't I just stop playing Galaxy Burger and play it instead? You know, what's gonna happen is I'm gonna talk about Half-Life so much that the game's gonna add a headcrab zombie, someone to play, for someone to order, And then again, what would a headcrab zombie be hungry for other than flesh? Because that's pretty much what they eat throughout the entirety of the game itself. Oh boy. He also cliffhanged before Ravenholm as well. Which I think is the saddest and most terrifying level of Half-Life. I'd say that... No, it's not ready already! Well, yeah, your order's ready. As you can see, as you can see, I'm a little obsessed with Half-Life right now. I think Mike was talking about how the script for Half-Life 3 was actually out there at one point. But I don't know, and I think I remember watching an Iceberg video about it, but I don't remember, the details, unfortunately. I think it had something to do with finding a failed experiment from Aperture Science in order to actually get it to work. And I think that idea was implemented into Half-Life Alyx, because you visit that failed experiment while you're in the game. It's like a boat that, Aperture apparently lost because it went into another dimension. Oh man, that's scary. Imagine buying a ticket for a cruise liner, and then it disappears into another dimension. Not cool, not cool. Not cool at all. Where's the mail? I wouldn't be... You couldn't pay- you would have to pay me to board that ship. Like, you would have to pay me to board that ship, and I'm pretty sure Aperture Science put a lot of money towards it as well. And remember in the game, they're talking about the missing astronauts as well? And what were they doing to them? Oh, what was... How are they going missing? I wonder. That's the other scary part, because you think about how during the 60s, I think it was like the 70s or 60s maybe? Maybe the 70s? I forgot. Like it was around the 90s that they started to really fall apart. And I guess it's implied that the game takes place in like 2000. Or something. 2000 something. And then it's like, what did they do to those astronauts? Oh my god. You think that Cave would have at least made sure that his scientists were doing, you know, safe science and not destructive science or whatever. But I guess sometimes that just happens, you know. I guess that's what makes Portal so scary, is that you know that there's some things that went horribly, horribly wrong under Cave's jurisdiction, and as a result, you know. And then you think about GLaDOS and how she was forced to be GLaDOS. Ugh, there's just so many... Like, Valve games are scary. Like, you think that they don't really fall under horror, but they really do fall under the horror scope. Like, when you think about, like, Half-Life, it's about how an experiment goes horribly, awfully wrong. And you have to go to the surface and fight a bunch of bad guys. Emphasis on bad guys. To actually get everything set back right. Even though you probably didn't really sign up for that. You just wanted to go home. Or at least find some help. But instead, the help turned out to be not helpful at all, as per usual. And then you have Portal, with its like you didn't really know what was going on throughout most of it. And you were like, just... let's see. You're just kind of going through the motions on that one. Oh boy. But then Half-Life Portal 2 kind of has all those lore implications, including what Cave did to all the let's see, what Cave did to all the experiments that Cave did, like the Mantis people. Funny when you don't think about it too hard, but then you start really thinking about it, and then it's like, oh god, those poor people, you know? Those poor people, unfortunately. And then you get Half-Life 2, which takes place in a dystopian future where one of the old former Black Mesa employees decides to work with an alien race that essentially enslaves the Earth, honestly. And you get hints of that throughout the game. Like you look at one of the cork boards that Brain has, not Brain, Kleiner has, and you see that there's this thing called the 7-Hour War, where they basically surrender the Earth to Brain, and then he started working with a combine to essentially kill off the human race. And then you have, and then I'm not sure what happens in episode 1 or 2 or Half-Life, but I think it's an implication that the end of the world is happening soon. I could be wrong. I don't know. I never played Half-Life 2. Sheesh, I guess that's what GLaDOS was talking about. In the first game, where she's like, even I don't know what's going on up there. Yeah, I remember, like, that was one of the things she said. Like, oh, even I don't know what's happening up there. There could be anything happening up there. And then GLaDOS was able to kind of stabilize herself, I guess. She fell in love with Shell and then broke up with her via song. So, you know, kind of funny in context when you think about it. But then again, you have to consider how old GLaDOS really is, because, you know, because if we're talking about, like, how she might be Carolyn. And I don't think that's much of a spoiler. I think that most people who play Portal through Portal 2 actually know that. Yeah, character development from being a potato. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, you know. She was like, I don't like you, you don't like me, but we gotta beat this moron up together, you know that, right? And once again, like I said, the whole implication of all the Valve games. I'm not sure what other Valve games there are, but I think I distinctly, I don't want to say that they were behind the development of, were they behind the development of Left 4 Dead? Is that one of those things that one of those games that they built, or whatever? One of the games I made? Or was that just me? I forgot. And then there's Left 4 Dead 2. Like, a lot of horror games coming from Valve. And then they stopped making games. And then they made Half-Life Alyx, which is solely a VR game, which is part of the reason why I will never be able to play it, because I have not pilfered a VR headset, unfortunately. I would love to pilfer a VR headset. It would be very nice to play a game in VR, but I don't want to be able to see you guys. I'm pretty sure there's a setup I could do where I could still see the chat while playing a VR game, but at the same time, it's like, part of me is like, I don't know. I'd love to play at least one VR game someday. I don't know, I don't get motion sick. We sometimes do training stuff through VR. And I don't get motion sick when I do VR, so I obviously I can handle it. So obviously, maybe one day I can actually play a VR game without much trouble. And it'd be fun too, it'd be a fun little thing. I don't know. Let's see. But then again, you have to consider, if we're gonna break character for a sec. My Actor-chan cannot afford a VR headset, which is partially why it's never gonna happen. So, I mean, they're really expensive. Even the kind of decent ones are, like, the ones that don't have all the bells and whistles attached to them are very expensive. You know. Well, I'll pilfer one day. And then we can watch me get lost in a VR game. Like I said, I like to play Half-Life Alyx, though. I don't know anything about it. Maybe I should get through Half-Life episode 1 and 2 before I start playing Half-Life Alyx, though, honestly. I remember Mike asked me yesterday, hey, what game were you streaming last time? And I was like, oh, I was streaming, I didn't want to tell him I was playing Voices of the Void, because I didn't know if he would know what that game is, so I said a game he'd be more familiar with, because he's a fan of Half-Life 2. It's not the game, but, you know, just Half-Life TOO. Let's see. Get really anxious when I think about that. I'm not saying that I didn't want to advertise Voices of the Void to him. It's just like, I'm just like thinking to myself, how do I explain what Voices of the Void is to him? It's like Source. It's like a Source-inspired game where you play as a guy who very clearly has issues. Watch out for the error rolls, they steal your shrimp. I guess that's one thing. I know, but it's like, for me, it's like, it's hard to explain. Like, I bring up our protagonist, Kel, who has issues, but in all honesty, I can't even imagine. I can't even imagine describing the game as nothing then more than just, it's scary, but it's not as scary as, it's scary, but it's scary, but it's not as scary as, you know, most stuff that you would be expecting. I would say that in terms of scariness, I'd say that Voices of the Void really does strike a chord with me. But at the same time, it's like, it's only as scary as you want it to be. I'm very used to how Voices of the Void is, so that's why I'm not really scared of it. But at the same time, I'm like, you know, at least I know not to be scared of the error rules. Can't say the same for anybody who previously worked over there. I don't know what happens with the last employee. Anything, really. And then there's like the parts where you have to summon demons, and I'm like, listen, if I wanted my space game to include demons, I would play Doom. I keep mentioning Doom, as if it's something that I really have to play. I really do have to play it someday. I can't just keep talking about it anymore. I have to actually play the game itself. And it's been ported to everything, including calculators and toasters, so I can't exactly say, well, I don't know if I want to play it. But, you know, oh, it's the vegan galaxy burger. That's such a hard thing to make, I swear. Eh. Sorry, I was putting on lip balm. Okay. Next day. Let's see. Alright, there we go. But yeah, it's not that I didn't want to introduce a new person to the game, it's just that how am I going to describe the game to someone who's never played it? Because I'm very bad at describing things. Communications head, everybody. I'm very bad at describing things. How did I become head of communications? Oh yeah, because I broke my leg. And that sucks. But then again, it's not like I couldn't just work in another area. Someone on Twitch said it was like Area 51 sim. Maybe. Wasn't there like, wasn't Signal Simulator like that? Basically, it was an Area 51-esque area where you worked for the US government trying to find aliens, and you could hallucinate that aliens were real. Or not, I don't know. I think I remember seeing stuff like that, actually, when I watched Joel play Signal Simulator. But apparently he kind of fell off of it after he found out that there was an Area 51 raid thing. Which I don't blame him, because the Area 51 raid out of context does sound kind of ridiculous when you think about it. Oh, I don't make pizza, I make burgers. What if I just started making pizza? Right here, right now. That would be funny. There is salami in this game. You could potentially, very realistically, probably make a pizza. Marinara sauce on a burger doesn't sound very good, though. Not unless you were making, like, an Italian-style burger with, like, provolone or something. Yeah, you know, that's what they need. They need different kinds of cheese. Like, they ended up having a different kind of, like, egg. So why not have a different kind of cheese, you know? Like a provolone or Swiss. Swiss cheese is kind of one of those things. It's less expensive because it has holes in it. By the way, you want to know what I find ironic? Some people will order the vegan galaxy burger, and then they'll add something that's very clearly not vegan. For example, the 2 slices of cheese there. It's like, what's the point of it being vegan if you're just going to add 2 slices of cheese to it? Yeah, that's how I remember. It was 5 pieces. Like, there's no point to the vegan part if you're just gonna be like, okay, I'll just add cheese to it. It's not vegan at that point, it's just a vegetarian burger. Just say you want a vegetarian burger. There should be a variant called the vegetarian burger where you add cheese to it. Well, then again, I guess some people don't really like being completely vegan. I mean, I don't know, I know I couldn't live without cheese if I went completely vegan. Like, if you went completely vegan, what do you think, like, let's just say that you had no choice. You had to go completely vegan for dietary reasons, for any reason. I don't know, any reason you can think of why you would have to go vegan. Let's just say that you had to go vegan. What is the one thing that you would miss eating the most? And you can't say cheese, because I think everyone would miss cheese. I think I would miss eggs the most. Because I feel like eggs are kind of an essential thing when you think about it. Like, you don't know how much stuff has eggs in it until you, oh yeah, definitely, eggs. You don't know how much stuff has eggs in it until you actually look and you see and you think to yourself, oh my god, does everything have eggs in it? Have we been taking advantage of chickens for this long? Is this really something that we haven't noticed until now? Like, that's amazing when you think about it, just like how... Oh my goodness. Like, how much stuff... We don't really think about how much stuff has eggs in it until you actually start looking. And then you think, oh my god, seriously? This much stuff has eggs in it? Like, oh my god. But yeah, I would miss eggs the most if I was forced to go vegan. Which is why if I ever start cutting meat out of my life completely, uptight box, 5, 4, 5, 6, 7. Is this a real person? Oh my god, yes it is. Hello, hello. Quiche is my favorite meal to make. Hello, welcome to the, I never really stated my fan name here, but the fan name is Comrades, COMMRADES, -REDES, Comrades. Welcome, fellow comrade. And then my channel gets reported for being suspicious. Like, if you can't get it learned, like, comrade is one of those things that if you can't get past it just being a word and not something to describe something that happened so long ago, then I hate to tell you this, but that's your problem, not mine. But yeah, welcome, fellow comrade. Welcome to the comrades. COMMRA-RADES. As for what you guys look like, just imagine a stick figure with my headset on, except it's whatever color you like the most. Like your favorite color or something. Now, if your favorite color is all the colors, then I can't allow that. You'd have to pick one, because we can't have any people thinking that they're special. Thanks for the follow. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for the follow. And Sketchy also followed as well. I don't know if they're lurking or if they're around. But I hope that I'm glad that they follow too. So thank you for the follow. I don't have a specific goal in mind for how many followers I want by a certain point in time. But I do definitely want to hit 20 before the end of the year, so if that's something that you guys think I can do, then yay. Actually, yeah, Sketchy, I guess Sketchy was around, but they didn't really stick around for stream, which I don't blame them. I think they're busy with work, which is good. They gotta keep busy and stuff. That's good. That's good. I'd rather them succeed and rather than fail, because I don't want them to have to fall behind because of the circumstances. One of the things I'm looking forward to if I ever become partnered with Twitch is the emotes. Like, I thought to myself, I want, like, you know, emotes that have, like, you know, the typical VTuber emotes, like the one where you're holding a heart. But I also want a dancing emote as well. Like, I can do that now that I'm on Twitch. Like, I can have a dancing emote. Like me flossing. That would be a fun emote, right guys? Me flossing. I guess that would be kind of cringe now that I think about it. I don't know. And it's not me doing the floss dance, it's just me actually flossing. Something that I need to do more anyway, so... only other... Or something with oranges, that could be cute. Yeah! An orange Burt. My orange scented outfit that I wear sometimes, that I'm really happy with. I get so happy whenever I think about that outfit. Yes. I get so happy whenever I think about that outfit because it makes me look so nice. I'm a beautiful lady. Well, not lady, but a man. I'm beautiful either way. I am the most beautiful top hats. I'd say that Harold trumps me in looks, though. That's basically how it goes. Like I'm very nice looking, but Harold is much nicer looking. He could talk a baby out of candy. I'm just gonna say that right now with his charisma. Like, he doesn't go on many missions, but the few times that he's done it, he's managed to distract guards much better than any rookie top hat that I've ever seen in my entire life. Like, holy cow. He is a menace. He is somebody you don't want to get on the bad side of, that's for sure. I guess that's why he's friends with me, because if I get on his bad side, then I already know what's going to happen. I already know exactly what's gonna happen if I get on his bad side. But you know, that's just how it is. He may not look like it when you see him, like, not projected, like when you see him in the game that I'm in. But when you see him in my dimension, you'll be like, oh my god, he is handsome. If you guys ever make it to the second dimension, you'll see what I mean. Well, then again, I don't know if you guys can make it to the second dimension. I don't know how you can, I'm not sure how you could, do it. Have you guys had any experimentation with, wormholes yet? Or have you guys given up on that completely? I don't know. Either way, maybe you guys can figure it out, and then you guys come over to talk to me and give me presents! That's the thing you guys could do if you ever got to my dimension, is give me presents. There we go. Alright. Of course, they would be 3D presents, and they couldn't exist in this dimension. Actually, you know what? Maybe it's better that you guys don't come to my dimension. Just saying. You know, that's just how it is, unfortunately. You know what I would rather have? I would rather have us not have our dimension torn apart because, some tourists got a bit curious. Besides, I'd be making fun of you the whole time. Like, haha, look how 3D you are, as our universe falls apart. That's just me. Let's see. Gosh. Oh yeah, he's a gourmet. Of course he's gonna order a lot. What other emote ideas can we think of, by the way, while we're tracking back to that topic? I mean, I know I don't sing, but I definitely want a pen light emote. You know, like, you know, something that has, like, a pen light or something. That would be kind of fun, actually. Because, you know, then you guys could wave it while I was singing my songs. But I don't usually sing on the channel, that's the thing. You know, like, the few times I do sing, it doesn't really sound very good, so maybe it's good that I don't sing. So that's just how I am. I wouldn't say that I'm a bad singer, but I'm definitely not a great singer either. I'm gonna go ahead and say. What other emo- I mean, basically the basic expressions of emotes that I can think of are like, you know, happy, sad, done with this, and you know, suspicious. Or sus. Or maybe I could have an actual sus emote and it just be an Among Us sprite. I don't know. Among Us isn't funny anymore, so I guess that wouldn't really land very well. I guess that's the problem. But I haven't even played it for you guys yet. That's the thing. Like, how can I say, oh, Among Us isn't funny anymore, and then it's like, oh, Among Us isn't even a thing anymore. But then again, I did see that there was an update for like, outfits. There were 2 outfits that I saw that were put in, and I'm like, wow, that looks nice. That looks cool. I guess, but, you know, I don't really think that my high-res outfit fits me very well. I need to play it one of these days. It's just werewolf with, tasks. Like, imagine if you play werewolf, and throughout the day, the villagers had to do things like fetch the water, and, make bread, and plant seeds and such. It's basically just werewolf. Because you don't know who's an imposter, unless even when you play unless you know exactly how things go. I'm not exactly very good at it though. And partially because I can't lie to friends. Like, I can lie my ass off to anybody else, but I cannot lie to friends for some reason. That is something that I cannot do for some reason, is lie to my friends. I would never lie to you, Scooter. You know that, right? I tried to come up with a lie there. It's hard to lie because, you know, it's hard to come up with a lie on the spot, that's all I'm gonna say. Like, you know, like, you can't just lie on command, you know? Oh, right, no lettuce. What about you? Take my order. Oh, wait. Okay. Let's see. Like, you can't lie on command. But then again, maybe I could. Like, I could say something like, I wish I was... Like, I could try to come up with an excuse to get out of something. Like, I can't go to electrical. I had to take care of the escape pod. And then I leave out the escape pod. And that's my lie! I don't know. But then again, that's the only time that I ever really actually played it, you know, with my friends, but I never really played it seriously, to be honest. If I had to play it, then I'd probably have to play with, like, chat members, but I don't think that's gonna happen anytime soon, unfortunately. Because you never know what chat members like to do and say in terms of, like, that's something that I can't exactly control. And that's why I didn't play Repo with, like, chat, because there's a voice chat option that I don't know if you can turn off. That's kind of what I was checking during our playthrough. I was like, if I had the option to play with chat, would I be able to turn off voice chat? And the answer is a resounding no, unfortunately. That really sucks. So, you know, that's just how it is. Put those out a bit too early. Let's see. This is onion rings. You know, I'm surprised that they don't have that thing where you can add onion rings to burgers. Because I think that's like one of the few things that I can think of when I think of like high-end like burger restaurants like this is the fact that you can add like onion rings to burgers. Like that's something that I feel like that is a very common thing when it comes to restaurants like this. Like you see a burger with like onion rings on it, I'm like, what's the point? But then I think to myself, well, I put French fries on my burgers on occasion, so how is it any different from that, I wonder? So it's like whatever, you know? Like, did you used to do that when you were younger? You used to take your French fries and then just put them on your burgers? Or, like, now, for instance? I feel like that's something that, you would do when you're younger. You would just be like, I'm gonna put French fries on my burger. But then again, it's also like those people that like to put chips on their sandwiches as well. It's like, it's not weird, because like I said, I'm not gonna judge people on their tastes. Because I don't need to judge people on their tastes. At all. That's something that I need to keep to myself, if I'm gonna be completely and utterly honest. Let's see. I put them in my milkshake. Oh yeah. Well, I've been eating more at Wendy's lately. At Wendy's, and I do get the chocolate frosty and dip my fries. I remember Sona making a chip sandwich late at night at Camp Burt. Listen, could you let him know that I didn't mean to throw that thing at him? It's just, you know, you see a shadow in the darkness, and of course your initial reaction is burglar, which is ironic, because you know, but for me it was like it was kind of unnerving, to be honest. I was like, oh no, oh god. What do we think? How much money do I even have right now? 1800. Okay. Mushrooms? Mushrooms aren't counted as fruit or vegetable. Like, I always kind of thought of them as a sort of vegetable. You know? But I didn't think they were just kind of their own thing. Would you like an egg in these trying times? Raw egg coming through. Wait, hold on. Yeah, raw egg coming through. Raw eggs are apparently good for you if they're not, like, from America. Like, if you, like, drink them or whatever, then they're, like, supposed to be good for hangovers and stuff. But I'm not sure how. Let's see. This is almost a cosmic burger without the mayo. She should have just ordered a cosmic burger and then said no mayo, put a cucumber on it. Wait a minute, you know what? I just realized something. If he's making a chip sandwich, isn't that kind of unhealthy? He didn't have, like, any vegetables on it or anything? I mean, I know I'm not one to talk, but cheese and rice. At least put something, like... At least put something on it, you know? Like lettuce or tomato. Something that goes, like, with chips. Whoa, jeez, are you hungry? Oh yeah, it does say right there, she's very hungry. She wants to eat the entire restaurant. Holy shit, she wants a burger with 4 patties on it. Oh my god. They should put really big patties. They should make a burger with really big patties. I don't know, I guess I was one of those people that liked, like, back when I worked at Subway when I was a little Burt, when I was a young Burt, I used to put chips in my, Subway sandwiches, but I don't much these days, because I don't really like Subway anymore. So I eat at this other restaurant called Jersey Mike's, which I think is a lot better at the whole sandwich thing, if I'm gonna be completely honest. Let's see... Like, their roast beef sandwiches are really delicious. Like, if you have a... I meant Brayden. Sona and Brayden mixed up for some reason. It's alright. Well, can you pass a message on to him anyway? Tell him I'm sorry for throwing that at him. I forgot what I threw at him, but I threw something at him. And also to give me my B3313 cartridge back! He needs to give it back! He just took it from me without asking. What the heck? I need it for Halloween, and he took it away! I don't understand! He just took it away from me! How dare he! Get him! I'll just steal it back. That's what I'll do. I'll steal it back. That's all I have to do. Here we go. Is that all on that girl's order? Yeah, it is. Huh? Sorry. I forgot. I'm gonna be completely honest, I forgot. She's so hungry, and here I am making fun of her. Oh, you know what? I think I sent a bunch of empty packets to her without realizing it. You could probably clip that and show me that I did that, and I'll be like, oh my god. What is wrong with me? What the heck? No, not that. Not that. He better give me B3313 back, though, or I'm gonna get it from him. And I'm not gonna be very happy if I have to get it back from him. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Anyway. There you go. Well, enjoy your packets. You can use them to carry tokens or whatever from the space casino that I'm banned from, probably because I'm banned from every casino. Let's see. Off. This is a big order here. 3, 5, 6. Go. Put that there. Oh. More squid rings. Squid rings are very popular today. Are they? I've never had squid rings. Oh. I've never had squid rings. Are they very good, or... Crescent bread tower, yeah? I've never had squid rings before. I've had crab. I'm not really big on seafood, unfortunately. Like, I've tried shrimp before, and it wasn't really my thing. But, I've had crab before, and I thought it was delicious. I've had squid once, and it's good. Aw. Don't let any Splatoon players hear you say that. Well, anyway. That should do it for you. Alright, there we go. There we go. Like I said, imagine people... No, I did it wrong! I gave him onion rings and not squid rings! Well, I hope he enjoys those onion rings. How do you make the asteroid burger again? Let's see... Man, as much as I like the ambient soundtrack of Galaxy Burger, I kind of wish that I had gone on to like one of those freeware sites or whatever, and tried to find some old rock and roll to like that's like free to use. Like it has like that old rock vibe, you know, like something that your dad would listen to while you're in the car with him. I remember seeing a post saying that your dad's taste in music, what he played in the car, is your taste in music now. And I wouldn't say that that's completely and utterly true, but I'd say that I am kind of tuned into songs that he listened to when he was when I was in the car with him. Then you know, than the songs that I listen to like right now, which are kind of Then again, you have to understand that my music tastes, definitely 70s, 80s classic rock, yeah. You know, the classic rock. That's because it was called classic rock back then, but now it's just called rock. But then again, how do you define rock and roll anyway? Because sometimes some people are like, oh, this isn't real rock and roll, and it's just... I wish I could play the music and keep driving, it's so good. Oh yeah, that's right, it is very good music, I will admit. There are some good songs in that game, I will say. Let's see. Let's see... But then again, like I said, those songs have copyright claims on them, and I'm not about to have my whole entire video muted. Because a bunch of bigwigs think that muting stuff like that is okay. They're such good songs, but that's the unfortunate part, is that unfortunately they come with a very high cost. As Vinny would say, some streamers have song requests sent up and either get muted or have to get around it by playing covers. Yeah. Yeah, that's the suck part. That is the sucky part, you know. I guess karaoke would also kind of fall under the DMCA thing too, because even if you don't claim ownership of the songs, it could be like, this song is copyright the person who sung it. I would still probably get slapped with the DMCA. Or as Vinny likes to call it, the DMCA. DMCA. It's fun to riff on the DMCA. They ruin everything. That VOD that they DMCA is kind of dumb when you think about it. I mean, I can understand. You don't want people claiming ownership of your stuff, and that's understandable, but at the same time, I feel like some people take it a little too literal, to say the least. This is a monstrosity. Like, I understand. It's like, you know, like, if I'm gonna sit here and pretend like I own Mario, and anything that I play, any game that I play, Mario game that I play is completely and utterly mine. I programmed the game myself, and I actually put all in the bing bongs and wahoos or whatever. And I think some people would actually start asking questions. You know? Then I could always pull up my uncle worked at Nintendo bullcrap or whatever. But either way, it's like, I understand that some people would get upset about that. There would be some that Nintendo would get upset about that, but at the same time, it's like so useless when you think about it, because it's like it's such a useless thing when you think about it to get all uppity about, because at the same when you consider the fact that most of the time when you're playing something, you're trying to advertise for it. Why would you want to block blatant advertising for something that you know isn't getting out there? Then again, Nintendo doesn't really need any more advertising, honestly. They're already a big enough company where I'm pretty sure if you showed a picture of Mario to someone who was 3 years old, they probably know who it was. And not just because of the Mario movie, because, you know, he's such a recognizable character that, you can't help but think, you know. But then again, I could show you guys a picture of Mario, and I'd say, this is my OC Mario, guys. I created him myself. What would Nintendo be able to do then, other than sue me? But then again, you think about how iconic of a character Mario is, and you think to yourself, that even if I did get away with it, there would be at least one person who would bring up, no, that's not your character. That's Mario from Super Mario Bros., created by Nintendo in 1980-something. Because, you know, like, Mario Bros. Was the first game. Super Mario Bros. Was like the platformer that was released after Mario Bros. Because Mario Bros. Was about the brothers. They're like, you know, they're like doing actual plumbing, because, you know, at that point they're still plumbers. One more day on Jupiter. And then you have like Super Mario Brothers, which is basically like just one more day on Jupiter. Which is basically just, you know, a platformer, and isn't anything like the original game at all. Because in the original game, you were like doing plumbing, but you didn't really get a good idea why. Meanwhile, you have Super Mario Bros., where you're rescuing a princess from a castle. And it's like, how do you go from plumbing and kicking turtles out of pipes to saving a princess from an evil castle? I wonder. What were the leaps and bounds that they went through to get to that point? What was the design process? I remember I watched a video about how Super Mario Bros. Was made, but even I can't think of the logical leaps that took. Unfortunately, I'm just thinking to myself, if I was making a game, I mean, I guess you could say the same thing about Zelda, because the sequel to Zelda isn't anything like the original, because the original was like a top-down little adventure, and then they decided to go for a more Metroid route, where they have a side-scroller where you get stronger to beat your shadow at the end. And then that's pretty much the entire game. Because Ganon isn't really in it, but I think it's implied that he's about to wake up soon. So that's why he's not in the quote-unquote, he's not really in the game unless you really lose. Metroid, though, I kind of knew it was doing by the time that got to that, because with Metroid, it was like, it's obvious gonna be a side-scrolling, bullcrap like Legend of Zelda 2 was, except without all the, cheesy. I think a cheesy asteroid burger. Yes, it's made the same as... What other games kind of did that, though? Like the first game was like... oh, it's this, but then the second game, oh, it's something else, you know? I feel like that's not something that a lot of game devs do often, as far as things are concerned, because most people would really stick with the idea of, like, if they're gonna make a game, they're gonna stick with it. The other game I can think of, if we're gonna go back around to it, is Toho. Because the first Toho game was designed by Zune as, like, I don't remember what they said it was like. I'm trying to think. Like, the whole first Toho game. If you ever played the first Toho game, or at least seen footage of it, the first Toho game is called Highly Responsive to Prayers. It's about Reimu. Her shrine gets destroyed, and she has to go find who did it. And she goes through the entirety of the levels, and there's like 20 levels in all, and you get like all these endings depending on where you go. Either the Makai or the Hell. And basically, basically what you do with the ball is you what you basically do is you have Reimu at the bottom, and you have her waving her, waving her little, gohei around, her shrine gohei, and it's like, you have her doing that, and you had to flip these panels around. I forgot what kind of game they said that was like. But it's like, she's at the bottom, and she can get hit by the ball too, so you better be careful. If you ever play that game. It's a hard game, honestly. I'd say that the real challenge comes from, not timing out at the end. Honestly. Because, that game is so difficult if you're not used to that kind of game. In all my honest opinion. I'd say... Oh, Yellow Star Burger, not literal. Oh, the cheese! You almost got some burnt cheese. But yeah, I think that's... But then the second game, the second Toho game is highly responsive to prayers. Not highly responsive to prayers, what's it called? What's it called again? The Eastern Dreamland or whatever? I forgot. You know what, I can look that up on here. Let's see. Ref. Yes, I am human. Oh, okay. Story of Eastern Wonderland. That's what it's called. Story of Eastern Wonderland. And that's the second Toho game. And it's basically it basically kind of sticks with the formula of the shmups. So you go from Reimu running around on the ground, hitting a ball around, to her flying through the air on a turtle. And the turtle, she eventually gets rid of it by the sixth game, but nothing really from the original PC 98 games carries over to the original, the new games that come out. Like for example, there are some characters that kind of do make a comeback, but they're basically just so I think it's kind of theorized that they're the same, you know? And everyone's been wanting Mima to come back, because apparently she's supposed to come back from that game. She was introduced, and then she was a playable character, and everybody's like, what are you gonna do with her next? And he's like, I'm gonna put her in a box, and then she's gonna be gone forever. On one hand, I was kind of team Mima come back. I was kind of team Mima come back, you know? Mima come back. But then I was like, maybe it's for the best that she isn't back in any of the games, to be honest, because if I'm gonna be completely honest, I think it's much more fun that she stays a PC 98 exclusive character, because she's a character that I feel like really only works in the setting that she worked in, that she was in before. And for her, for having her kind of be in the games as a whole again, would kind of ruin the magic of it all. Because she's just so unique, you know? And if she was reintroduced, she would have to get a dozen reworks, in my honest opinion. Hell, I don't think even Zun remembers her because... I don't think even Zun remembers her because... He hasn't brought her back yet, so... Obviously, he's not really interested in bringing her- if he doesn't even want to bring her back now, then what do you think? Plus he has, like, 2 kids now. I wouldn't be shocked if he was starting to think about, you know, retiring from Touhou for good. Just letting people make fan games and that's it. Which, you know, when you think about- it kind of makes me sad thinking about the inevitability of him retiring for good from the whole Touhou thing. And just not, oh. I guess I forgot to toast the top button. Just him not doing it anymore, but it's not that he's getting up there in age, it's just that I'd rather him, it's just that, you know, if he did want to retire, I'd rather it be on his own terms rather than him just being like, oh, I'm not gonna do this anymore, you know? But, you know, like I said, you know, you get all these people who are making fan games that are infinitely more impressive than half of the games that he's made over the past few decades, or past decade or so. So of course there's gonna be a lot of people that are like, well, maybe it's better that Zun finally kind of hangs up his hat and starts thinking about retirement, you know? But I'm not saying he has to. I don't want him to retire. I want him to retire pretty much on his own terms, as far as things are concerned. And if he does ever consider doing it, I hope that when he does it, his last game is a good one, you know? Because the last thing you want to leave is on a very mellow note. And, oh, damn. Ah, damn! No, my burgers! No! Ah, they're all well done, damn it! Ah! I got so distracted. I got so distracted talking about Touhou that I accidentally did the burgers well done. I wouldn't mind eating some hockey pucks. Okay. Well, I don't know, I might just put them to the side for now, because well done burgers are really hard to make. I'll put them down the drain if I need them to be, but otherwise. I kind of forgot that I boosted the speed of the stove by a lot. But yeah, I'm kind of hoping that if Zun does eventually retire, it's on his own terms, and his next game is the last game that he makes is a good one. You know. But hopefully he won't be retiring anytime soon. I don't know how old he is, but you know, if anything, I think he's probably around 40 or 50 now. Pretty much old enough to kind of start considering that. I've stepped out for a sec. Which game? I was talking about games. Like earlier, I was talking about Mario Bros. And how it was like a puzzle game that you, Nova Cola. Oh. Okay. I was talking about Mario Bros. Earlier and how it's so different from, the sequel is so much different from the original. And then I was talking about Ho-Oh, once again, about how the sequel is so much different from the original because not only did it, actually set into stone, pretty much the entirety of how the games are going to be as a whole, but also because it was basically so different from the original, because in the original Touhou, the first Touhou was called Highly Responsive to Prayers, and of course, without going on any other further tangents, it's so completely different from the sequel that was eventually released. Basically, basically A Story of Eastern Wonderland. I already confirmed that that was what it was called. And then you have, and then you have the fact that Zun is kind of getting up there in the years. Then I talked about how Zun is, kind of getting up there in the years, I realized. And the fact of the matter is that he's probably, with him raising 2 kids, I wouldn't be shocked if he was starting to think about kind of retiring Tuhu as a whole. And if he kind of step away from it and let the fans just continue to make games. Because he's got 2 kids now, along with his wife. And I wouldn't be shocked if it was getting more difficult for him to, dedicate time to actually making games like that. Because, I can imagine how hard it would be for me to make games if I had a wife and 2 kids. So it's like... So for me, it's like, if Zone's thinking about retiring, it's something I'm going to have to accept, unfortunately. I'm not ready for him to do it, though. I will say this, I'm not ready for him to retire. I hope that his last... I mean, I'm saying that, well, I hope his last game is a good one, but... At the same time, it's like, part of me is like, he can never retire. He's immortal. He's invincible, man. You know? But then it's like... And then it's like, well, he's gonna have to step away from the game eventually, you know, and have to leave everything to, like, he could probably say, like, oh, well, maybe I can get, just, like, the manga going, you know? Because he still has manga going. If there's any way I can tell people how to get into Toho, the manga is the best way if you can't play the games. Because the manga has, like, a whole bunch of tangents and stuff. And it really does explore the characters as a whole without too much trouble, if I'm gonna be completely honest. Like, let's see, I would say that if you wanted to get in, like, it doesn't feature all the characters, but some of the characters do get featured at least once in the games, in the mangas. Some of the... Like, not all the characters get featured, but some at least get featured once. And I think that's enough, sometimes. And, you know, there's like, whoa, wait a minute, where are we going with this? I had this for a specific order. But yeah, if you ever want to get into Toho and you don't want to play the games because they're too difficult, then the mangas are right for you. But I wouldn't say not to play the games. I would at least try the games, at least. You know, try to at least go through them a little bit. Like, there's no shame in playing on easy modo. Like, seriously. People will go on about, oh, you're playing on easy mode? You're playing on easy mode? Oh, you baby? And I'm like, no, I just like enjoying myself. Have you ever considered that, you know? Like, people are always going on about how people make fun of people for playing on easy mode, and I'm like, unlike you, I actually want to enjoy playing the game. Maybe that's what it is? Like, seriously? Do you really think that, I'm playing game for competitive reasons? I'm playing the game because I think it's fun, and by playing on a difficulty that I can't enjoy, you're basically saying, oh, you're basically saying that I'm not a good enough gamer, and I'm like, I could probably game circles around you. At least I can play the game. I did play on easy mode for the longest time, though. For Toho. But it's not a hard game. But there are some games that it's a hard game on, like, even normal mode. It's like, normal mode is supposed to be the most casual mode. And yet it's really hard, still, even then. Like, some difficulty spikes occur from time to time that it makes me feel like, oh god. But then again, there's also some exploits you can use in order to make the games easier. Like, I believe in Embodiment of Scarlet Devil, there's a part in Stage 5 where you can just hang out above the enemies and not have to worry about shooting them at all. And it's like, there's like a big old wall of bullets that you're expected to dodge below you, and you're just like, huh. You know? Huh. Sorry, I'm talking about stuff that you probably don't understand, in all honesty, but that's just how I am. I'm here to yap about the things that I like sometimes. But I guess that's just how it is. This game, since this game is so, imagine if they made a sequel to the Galaxy Burger, but it ended up being an FPS. Coming soon to, Steam. Galaxy Burger FPS. Galaxy Burger 2, and it's like an edgy, 4K FPS or whatever. Where you control your character, and you're on another planet. And it's like Halo or something. It's like Halo. Let's see. But then again, when you think about it, I wanted to play Halo at one point. I never got around to it. Maybe I should play it someday. Maybe sometime in November I'll start trying to get to that game. I kind of owe it to you guys, because I did want to play the game for a while, but I didn't really get around to it. Well, now I want to. Now I want to play that game for you guys. But I still want to play Half-Life 2! Half-Life TOO! I don't know. Maybe it's better that I just play whatever I want. Because I feel like I enjoy myself the most when I'm playing whatever I want, rather than just playing whatever everybody else wants. Like I said, I was gonna play Uma Musume, but then because it's trending, but then I realized that the only reason I'd play that game is because, well, partially because it's trending, and partially because, you know, I wanted to see what the big fuss is about. But I can see what the big fuss is about with the horse girls. There's so many of them, by the way. There's like so many, it's hard to keep track of who's who. I will admit that while I was watching the anime, I did end up kind of getting some favorites out there. Like, all of them are really cute, I will say. They're all super adorable, but I think, the one that I liked a lot was Twin Turbo. Her name... She's just like this blue-haired girl with sharp teeth, and... She's a blue-haired girl with sharp teeth and heterochromia, and she's really cute. I just... Here, I can probably put a picture of her up here on screen really quick. There we go. I can get a good image of her, quote unquote. Ah, here it is. This is a good image. Save image. Save. Okay, you're about to see an anime girl in 3. Anime girl jump scare coming in 3, 2, 1. This is her right here. She's so cute. Oh, she's got a little bunny too. I didn't even notice that. Ah, that's adorable. Yeah, look at this. Oh, her shoes. Oh, they're so orange and cool. That's adorable. Ah, I can't believe I didn't notice that about her. She's so cute. She kind of reminds me, her design kind of reminds me of Miku a little, actually. Alright. But yeah, that's one of my, that's the one that kind of appealed to me the most, is Twin Turbo. I was like, oh my god, she looks so cute. She's so cocky and full of herself, honestly. No, I'll be honest, but, you know, she's also just, like, really cute. Alright, okay, as it stands, it looks like looks like no one ordered anything with well done burgers, so Scooter and, the rest of my viewers, there you go. Have some hockey pucks to chew on. There we go. That's okay. Alright, let's see. Thanks, you're welcome. Yum 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 yum. Here, I need to conclude this order first before I actually... there we go. Hi! You know, I just noticed something. This guy has a microchip in his hair. Is he being brainwashed or something? He didn't even answer my question. Like, he had a microchip in his head. Is he being brainwashed or something? Is something going on that's... Is there some kind of dystopian shit that's going on in Galaxy Burger or something? There might be. I don't know. The hidden underbelly. That's why the next installment of this game isn't going to be a food making sim. It's going to be an FPS with high 4K graphics, and you need like the latest like shit in order to actually run it, because if you're using a potato PC like I have, then your computer will slow down. It'll slow down your computer by a lot and maybe catch it on fire as well. That's the reason why you wouldn't, okay. Well, let's just change planets for now. Okay. What do you think? Should we go to EO or Saturn? Or Saturn? Saturn. Should we go to EO or Saturn? Either way, we're getting 3 cashier units. Ugh. Jeez. Or maybe we should go to Uranus. Actually, you know where I should go? Speaking of that, to the bathroom. So I will be right back, and we'll have more Galaxy Burger. EO, alright, I'll get set up and I'll be right back. I'm back. Hello! I'm back. I returned. And, let's see. You know what I just realized? I still haven't made the Burt Burger. I haven't made the Burt Burger that I wanted to make. Like, I talked about it. And I thought to myself, how am I going to make a Burt Burger? And then I realized, I never did. You know what? Let's at least try to make one on EO. Let's just try to make one on EO or whatever. How do you pronounce that anyway? Oh yeah, that's right. They introduced the delivery. I like how you're bragging about how rich you are. And give me more money for this stuff. What should be on the Burt Burger, by the way? Let's see. Well, whatever I want, because it's my burger. It's named after me, so I should be able to, I should just put whatever I want on it. I should put lettuce and tomato on it, so that way it's at least healthy. Hello. A lot of people on EO are very rich. Let's see. Well, I might as well make this while I've got the buns out. see. Here we go. Yes, I did everything correctly because I'm awesome like that. I definitely want to put egg on it, that's for sure. Because that's what I like on my burgers. I like eggs. I'm a weirdo like that. I don't know. I mean, I guess I can understand why people would think it's weird. At the same time, it's like, for me, it's like, it's normal. So I put, like, I got the egg. I got, like, the, so you got my Burt burger right here that we're gonna kind of assemble over the course of the, I'm gonna be completely honest, I'd want to make it a double cheeseburger. Like, let's see, like, we'll put that there. Put that, well, not grilled cheese. I don't think I'd want it to be griddled anyway. Yes, I make burgers here. I don't make pizza. Honestly, I'm making myself a pizza over here. Yep, that's a double cheeseburger. Okay. Let's get this done first. Yay! I did it. Okay, let's see. I guess... Hi. Let's see. We'll make 2 eggs. Let's do that. Lettuce. Lettuce. Well, not that much lettuce. Maybe one little leaf of lettuce. Maybe one little leaf of lettuce. And maybe one little... I probably should have said we make a poll. We make a poll to pick the planet. Yeah, but you know. It's fine, it's fine. I will admit, one of the things that I've noticed about, one of the things I've noticed about most of the VTubers who interact with me, especially on Twitter and Blue Sky, is that they don't really interact with me on stream. Which kind of says to me that they're only interacting with me for the sake of attention. Which doesn't sit right with me, if I'm completely honest. I'm gonna put mustard and ketchup on something that has an egg on it. Maybe. I don't know, I've never really liked egg with anything on it besides like how it was made. Because maybe I'll put like a little salt on it. Maybe like one little dollop of salt and that's it. But I don't think I could ever imagine eating ketchup with my fries, with my I guess if we're gonna mimic the rice, like, the rice. We're gonna put the rice on there, quote unquote, otherwise known as the griddled onions that I like a lot. And then we can, and I guess we can put ketchup and mustard on it. And then pickles. And that's it. There, that's a Burt burger right there. That's a Burt burger. We're gonna leave that. I'm gonna go ahead and throw that down the trash chute for you, Scooter and friends. You guys, I gotta remember to share this, okay? You can't fight over it. You gotta share, okay? You guys ready? You guys want it? There you go. You gotta share that burger with everybody, between you guys. Can't just be like, it's mine! But like I said, I think that VTubers only interact with my posts just to get people to click on their profile, be like, who's this? Because that's basically what I'm thinking about whenever I see new people like my posts on Twitter and Tumblr. Is, who is this? Not Twitter and Tumblr, Twitter and Blue Skies, who is this? Who is this person? What is their deal? What is their deal? Why did they interact with me? And then it's like, they don't ever interact with me again beyond that, and it's like, kind of sad when you think about it, because it's like, are you guys expecting me to make the first move? Are you guys expecting me to come into your inbox and talk to you? And then you get the people that DM me, and I've always made it very clear that if you want to talk to me, I would prefer it that you interact with me on my posts first, at very least. and talk to me there, rather than just going into my inbox and just being like, it's like going into my DMs. Like with Tumblr, it's different. You can at least send asks through Tumblr as long as you have an account. But with Twitter and with Twitter and like Blue Sky, it's like these people will send messages to me, like unprompted, and I'll just be like, could you at least make an effort to like look at my posts and comment on them? Like, there was one VTuber that actually did that on Blue Sky, and I was, like, really grateful that they did that, because I was like, oh my god, I can't believe it. Someone who doesn't think that they had to DM me out of nowhere, just like that. Like, I would prefer that. I would greatly prefer that over somebody who's, like, trying to DM me out of nowhere and expect me to initiate contact with them. Like, I'm gonna go ahead and say it right now. It's not that I don't like talking to people, it's just that I would rather talk to people that I know well. And if you interact with me enough, I'll recognize you and I'll be like, oh hey, that's that person. I'm glad to see you, you know, and then we can start becoming friends maybe. But then you get those people that are just like, if I send this person enough DMs and like their posts enough, eventually they'll initiate contact. And I'm like, come on. What happened to, like, commenting on posts and actually, you know, interacting with people in a meaningful way, you know? Like, talk to me. Like, talk to me! On my posts. Like, don't just be like, oh, that's how it works. No, it isn't! Talk to me! Talk to me! I said talk to me! Oh, God. I said talk to me! I'm telling you! Like that episode of SpongeBob where Patrick was trying to get people to look at SpongeBob when he thought he was ugly. Just talk to me! I can tell you right now that if I bite, it'll be because you said something stupid. Trust me. Like I don't bite. I don't bite people. At least I don't think I do. Scooter, can you think of one time I bit somebody? Can you think of one time that I might have bit somebody? You can be the reassurance for everybody who's too shy to talk to me. You can be the reassurance here. Or you can completely and utterly lie and that make everybody even more scared to interact with me. Which I would rather you not do, but you know, if you think it'll be funny, then only when people will give you a bucket or steal your oranges. And no one's done that over the past few weeks, so clearly I'm not biting people. Clearly I'm not always biting people. Well, either way. Wanna bet that somebody will, if you know what, that's one thing I don't really like about VTuber culture, is that people will refer to, like what I just did earlier as crashing out. I'm pretty sure it's called getting angry. I'm just angry that no one's interacting with me in a meaningful... Whoa. I just shifted way to the side there. Stanley Parable really room buckets for you. Listen, Look, listen, I hug my plushies every now and again, and I know they're not real, but... I didn't mean that. I know they're not real, but... At least they have faces. A bucket doesn't have a face. It cannot talk. It cannot express itself. It is a bucket. You cannot, you know, you cannot love a bucket the same way that you can love a person or a stuffed animal. You cannot do that. I also bite if you steal my Dr. Pepper, but like I said, no one's been doing that these past few weeks, have they? I actually have been pretty, I actually been low on Dr. Pepper. I've been too lazy to go out and buy more. So I've been kind of cutting down on Dr. Pepper as of late. But I'm probably gonna buy some more soon. Probably something to last me until no, not buy it, just pilfer some, really. You know what I mean. You know what I mean when I say that. I'm basically trying to pilfer some. You know what, I just realized, you know what, I just implied that I do bite people, but only when those specific circumstances are met. But I have, like I said, no one's been doing that recently, so I don't think I'm gonna bite you unless you try something like really stupid in chat. Like, how bad I'm doing. Like, I don't really like, I mean, I understand backseating, and it's understandable that people would get frustrated if I don't play a game properly, quote unquote. But at the same time, it's like, shoot. Sorry, I'm giving into impulses right now. But at the same time, yelling at me about how I'm not playing the game right isn't going to help anything. I'm just gonna say that right now. I just want to say that right now, that if you come in thinking that, that you can come in here and be like, if you don't play this game this way, then you're a bad person. Oh man, this person would have been really good to have on the last planet. Remember we had all those hockey pucks stacked up really high? And then we couldn't even use them, so I had to give them to you, Scooter. I bet you he would have enjoyed that. Oh, he needs 4 onions. I will admit, hash browns as buns sounds really, really good. Like I guess that's the potato lover in me, but you know, I guess that's the potato lover in me, but I really think that hash browns as buns sounds really good. Oh shoot, I forgot the spinach! Goodness gracious. But yeah, you know what, that's basically it. I'm not saying that you have to- that I don't want to initiate conversation with you, it's just that I'd rather you interact with me in a much more meaningful way than just DMing me out of nowhere on Twitter or Facebook or whatever. Come into my chat and actually chat with me, you know? Actually interact with me in a meaningful way, and then maybe I might start actually kind of referring to you as someone I can actually interact with. Because otherwise, I'm just gonna sit here and I'm gonna be like, why aren't you commenting on my posts, or only liking my posts or anything? Because it's kind of cringe now that I think about it, that you would do that. Here's some slurm for you, chat members. Here's some slurm for you, viewers. Enjoy. But yeah, try to interact with me in a meaningful way, and I will not be unhappy with you. I'll say that much. Like I'm more of the I'll warm up to you gradually as you give me treats kind of guy. I'm like a cat in that regard. If you try to outright try to interact with me as if I'm like a dog, then of course I'm going to be like, what are you doing? Why are you trying to force me to be a part of this conversation that I don't want to be a part of? I'm trying to relax here. I'm trying to take a nap here, and here you are grabbing me and trying to put me somewhere else. What the heck are you doing? Oh, speaking of kitties, how are your kitties doing, Scooter? How are your kitties doing? I haven't seen pictures of them on Tungo.hell, but how are kitties doing? I want to know because I'm worried about them. They're so cute. Especially Panther. You look so adorable. Oh. But yeah, I'm like a cat. You can't exactly expect me to approach you so easily. You gotta... They're doing well. They just had dinner and they're asleep now. You're so cute, little kitties. Oh. Oh. It's adorable. Alright, let's see. You know what? I was gonna talk about something else after the VTuber thing that after that thing I was complaining about, how people don't meaningfully interact with me. But then I forgot. So let's just pretend it really doesn't mean anything. Move on with our lives. After all, we're all kind of stuck here, aren't we? I mean, I guess I'm coming off as kind of pretentious when I say that, but in reality, I'm just trying to... Panther is adapting to be an inside kitty. He loves taking naps next to Ginny. Aww. Is Ginny your dog, by the way? I forgot to... I'm sorry I'm assuming, but I'm just like thinking to myself, that name sounds familiar. And I just wanted to know, remember, I'm just trying to remember if that was a cat or a dog. Alright. Oh, you know what? That's what I was gonna talk about. Okay, so I sent down some slurm to you, and I thought to myself, what do you think that stuff tastes like? What do you think that stuff is? Like, what do you think it tastes like? I know that there's like that, episode of Futurama. We're going back to Futurama again! I guess it's inevitable because we're in space, and Futurama is about like the future, and there's a lot of that takes place in space. Yeah, she's a dog. She never seemed very afraid of her. Oh, that's sweet. That's sweet. That's a very sweet thing, though. I'm glad that Porch Panther found a friend. Hope that they continue to be friends for the next few years or so. However long they live. Goodness gracious. The vet said he's just under a year old. I'm gonna try to get him used to a harness. Aww. Yeah, I did suggest that, didn't I? Like, say, hey, maybe if he's used to being outside, maybe he'd wanna get him used to a leash or something. So that way he can still have outside time while being a kitty. It's just like, you know, at the very least, it would be nice. Oh. Still, I'm glad that your kitties and your doggies are doing well, Scooter. It always makes me happy when our cats are doing well. I don't know if I should repeat this, but for the sake of everybody, I should probably point out that if you own a cat, they are by proxy my cat now. Because I don't have a cat, because I'm not allowed to have a cat on the station, because the chief won't let anyone have pets unless they're service animals. And which we do have a couple of service animals on board, but you know, I know that at least a couple. When I left for a little bit, I was playing with Inky. I got her some new jingle balls. Oh, oh, that's so cute. Ah, that's so adorable. Ah, that's such a cute thing. Ah. You know what? Back to what we were talking about with the soda in this game, the Slurm, as it's called. I know that I can only imagine that Nova Cola probably tastes like Coca-Cola, because that's basically what I think of. That's basically what I pretty much think it's a kind of a knockoff of already, because it's like you think of like all the parodies of Coca-Cola out there. And you think it's probably just Coca-Cola, except in space. But then what about Slurm? Because it can't be like... Maybe it's like grape soda or something, or green grape soda. But there's like pink Slurm and blue Slurm. So what do those taste like? So it's like, what if the pink Slurm is like strawberry soda? And the blue Slurm is like grape soda. Back to grape. Can't think of anything else. But it's like that's such a weird name for, because when you can, like I said, we're cycling back to Futurama again, because you know, this being a space game, I'm going to talk about this game, that show a lot, of course. But it's like, when you think of like Slurm, you think of like when you think of like Slurm, you think of like you think of like that episode where Fry wins like a trip to the Slurm factory. He's like, they like figure out that Slurm is like I don't even know how I'm supposed to say this without I don't know how I'm supposed to say this without sounding really gross, because that's basically what it is. It is kind of gross how they make it, unfortunately. To be honest, though, when you think about how some other stuff is made, is it really that big of a deal when you think about it? I mean, you know, like, yeah, hopefully you don't get slurmed the same way. Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. I'm trying to think about, like, is there any other food that's kind of made in a kind of a gross way? But then again, I mean, chicken nuggets we can kind of accept because, you know, you can use, if you're gonna use all the parts of the chicken, you know, that's how it works, unfortunately. And then you have, like, then you have, like, hot dogs. But I think hot dogs are just basically just a bunch of meats mixed together. That's not as gross as most people would make it out to be. Like, you get beef hot dogs, and you get the hot dogs that are made with, like, deer meat and stuff. Like, there's, like, this, brand that I like to pilfer every now and again. That's made with, like, deer meat, and that's pretty good. It's like, there's no food that doesn't involve a gross process. At least gross in someone else's eyes. Like, if you view animals as similar to, people, then of course in your eyes, it is kind of gross. When you think about it. But to me, it's like, you know, it's another means of getting dinner, because it's like, oh, well, I'm not gonna worry about it, you know, because who cares? The last thing we want is to be uppity about how people eat. If people want to eat meat, then let them eat meat. You know what, I just realized something. I should have put bacon on the Burt burger. Well, I don't really like bacon that much, if I'm gonna be completely honest. I'm one of those people that's not all about bacon. Not real life. Not real example. There's a lot of gross food in Shadows Over Loathing. Oh, really? That's fun. You know what? Maybe I should play that game sometime. Once again, for Lumi. Even though they're not here. Even though they're not here, I should play it for Lumi. Maybe in November, when November comes around, I'll play it. Or, you know, maybe not. I don't know. I don't know how long that new Katamari game's gonna take me. In all honesty. It could take at least 2 or 3 parts. Most of the other Katamari games were kind of like that. They took at least 2 or 3 parts to finish. Maybe you could get it for early Xmas. Oh, yeah. That'd be fun. I like, yeah, I could try to play the game for Xmas. Is it an Xmas themed game, or is it just one of those... Is it just one of those games that's like Christmas, that's like scary? Is it really... never mind. Actually, you know what, if we're talking about gross stuff that you can eat, then I know they clean them. What about the bladders? Like, there are people that eat bladders, and... There's a character who loves Crimbo Xmas. Oh, I see. I see, that's the connection. We're talking about gross stuff to eat. I know that some people, like, eat the bladders of, like, certain animals. Or even, like, the balls and dicks of certain animals. You know? Like, they fry up and I know I'm saying dicks, that's just, like, ugh, you know? But that's what it is, it's what it is. What else would you call it? Would you call it the medical term of penis or whatever? Like, they fry up the penis of the animal? Or they grill it, maybe? I think that's what they do. They grill it or something? And then, it's like, how is that not a gross thing, you know? I guess it's not gross because they clean it up beforehand. So it's not gross in the sense of, oh, I wouldn't be caught dead eating this, but it's gross in the sense of, you know, oh, well, it's a penis, so, you know, something innuendo. But then I don't know if I try that even on a dare. You'd have to get, actually, you know what? Even if you had the money to give me to try it, I would still be like, I don't know. I don't know. And let's see. I would probably pass on it. Unless it was prepared a certain way. If it was spicy, I'd probably try it. I'd be like, okay, I'll take a spicy... thing like that. I don't know if it'd be good, but it would be nice. I do want to try to increase my palette of foods that I've tried. I'm not sure if that's the best way to do it, but you know, it'd be an interesting way to do it. It'd be an interesting way to go about it, you know? Let's see, what other... But then again, well, let's just say that Slorm is just a fruit. It's just a fruit-flavored drink, you know? Or maybe it's like Mountain Dew. You know what? That's it. That's probably what it is. It's basically just Mountain Dew. You have pink Slorm and you have blue Slorm. So where's the red Slorm? You know, like Code Red Mountain Dew. Code Red Mountain Dew. You know, like where's that? You know. Let's see. How long have I been streaming? Just a bit more. I wanna do this a bit more. This is fun. So yeah, let's just say that. Let's just say it's just like Mountain Dew, you know? Which I haven't had in a while. In a long while. I haven't, I've never really eaten it, but... Eaten it. Drank it! I haven't drank it in a while. But I do know that there's a lot of memes about it tasting gross. What about you, everybody in the chat? Well, Scooter right now, but everybody in the chat that's listening or at least interacting in a meaningful way. What do you think about Mountain Dew? Have you ever had it before? And if you've had, did you think it was good or did you think it was just you know? Because I've never had it before, but I don't think I'll ever have it because nothing I hear about it is positive, you know? Like, every time I hear about Mountain Dew, they're just like, oh, it tastes like piss, or whatever. But I don't think I'd drink Mountain Dew because of that. Because it's kind of gone from simple soda to a gamer drink, you know? Though to be fair, I guess I can understand because doesn't Mountain Dew like have a high caffeine content? Like, isn't it really like caffeinated or whatever? Mountain Dew caffeine content. Q? Yeah! Oh, 68 milligrams of apparently, according to this, it's 68 milligrams. Then again, when was this article written? I think it's alright, I haven't had it in a long time, and that was a message for Chester. Aww, cute. Aww. Apparently, according to this, it's got 68 milligrams of caffeine in it, so, you know. What about you, Chester? What do you think of Mountain Dew? You're very clearly next to the keyboard right now. You can tell us your opinion. Right? Right! He's probably gonna say something like meow. That's his opinion? Alright, well, I don't necessarily agree with his opinion, but I guess if that's what he likes, and, you know. And I thought you were better than that, Chester. I don't think cats should be drinking Mountain Dew. I don't think cats should be drinking soda, period. Like, cats should be drinking, like, I should be drinking something like milk. They should be drinking Milkies. Reminds me of, during Commercial Chaos when Vinny showed that commercial of the old lady trying to, of the old lady trying to make milk for her kitties, but, it backfires horribly. It backfires really horribly, and she ends up getting mauled by the cats. That poor old lady. Like, I didn't understand cats being obsessed with milk, but they didn't have to hurt that poor old lady, you know? There's just, I feel like there's, like, you know, has to be some restraint. There has to be some restraint, you know? If I was a cat in her household, I'd be like, well, I guess today's just a no milk day, huh? Well, I'll go beg the neighbors for some milk then, you know? That's just how I am. Or I'll steal the milk. Because it's me as a cat, so of course I would do that, you know? The old lady would come back from her walk or whatever in the park after feeding the squirrels or the pigeons. She'd see the gallons of milk in her fridge and she'd be like, where did all this come from? And I'd be like, meow, meow, meow. You know? I wonder if I can alert someone's cat. Like, just like how I can make Google say things like, okay, Google, search up the, apocalypse. But then you might get some AI-generated images of the apocalypse because Google's been going downhill lately. Trying to push AI and whatever because... That always reminds me of your Voices of the Void playlist. Oh yeah, because I have the kitty. A meow song, the 1 PM Animal Crossing song. Meow! Meow! It always plays at such weird times too, but I'm the one who put that song in there, so I can't exactly complain if, it plays. You know, that's just how it is, unfortunately. Like, I put the song in there, so can I really complain about the fact that it's playing? Ah! There we go. Yeah, you love everything, yeah. Alright. Luckily, Baba Is You soundtrack comes in at creepy points. Oh yeah, that's right, because I put in the Baba Is You soundtrack too, as well. I feel like I really kind of skimmed over which ones I should add, though. I should probably go back and add some more, you know, because there are some other good songs that really go well with the Voices of the Void game, if I'm gonna be completely and utterly honest. But I guess it's on me for not doing that. And I'm still really mad that, I can't exactly make a Kerfur Omega because of my, I'm still really mad that I can't make a Kerfur Omega because of, I just saw how many hash browns this person wants on their on their cheeseburger. Is this person okay? I just still can't believe I can't make a Kerfur Omega because of that hassle that I did. Maybe the dev will come in the chat and give me a solution, but for now, I'm just gonna have to take the L on that one, huh? I really wanted Kerfur Omega because he's so cool. My only other option is to restart the game from scratch, and I'm not planning on doing that until like probably September, actually, believe it or not, because a new update is coming out in August, of course, and I'm ready for that. Or it's out now, I don't know, I could be wrong. You know, you probably kept up with that a little better than me, Scooter. But yeah. That's basically the only option I have is restarting the game or resetting objects. And I don't want to reset objects because then I also reset events, and I just don't want to lose anything, you know? It just makes me sad when you think about it. I feel like I'd lose a lot. So I guess I'll just have to take the L on it and hope that I can come up with another solution or something. There is a part near the base where you can walk under the base. maybe I should try to see if I can do that, question mark? But if I can't, then I'll just have to give up and hope that, the developer really shouldn't have had events and objects clumped together like that. It should have been just one is events and one is objects. Because I don't want to reset events, because all the events that I've gotten so far are really good. I don't want to reset all my events because of something that, some dumb mistake that I made, you know? I might not have a choice, though. Oh well, not much I can really do. Especially since the 24th is coming up. And any Voices of the Void veterans will know exactly what's going to happen the minute the minute a day passes on the 24th. I don't know about the sun. I don't know about you, but I think the sun will be... I think we'll be playing an extreme heavy metal version of Here Comes the Sun. Just saying. Hello. Alright, here we go. Oh well, like I said, oh well, I can complain all I want, but in the end, the only thing I can only blame is myself, because I didn't know how to really use the hook. Fire. Something tells me you understand perfectly well what I'm talking about, Scooter. The fact that I haven't gotten that event up to this point, though, is actually really funny, because I figured that because I was watching somebody play the game, they got that event on the very first, like, the very first few weeks, in-game weeks that they were playing. So it's, like, very surprising up to this point that they, it's very surprising that up to this point I didn't exactly get that event. So it's like, you know, oh my gosh. It's like, oh my gosh, you know? But at the same time, I'm like, well, at least I'll be getting it now. I don't know if they actually removed it, though. They removed the fact that, that on the 24th, that event is guaranteed to happen. Which I wouldn't exactly blame them if they did, but at the same time, it's like, you know, I've been hyping up this whole thing, all this time, and then it doesn't happen. And then it's like, anyway, I hope everybody had a good Sunday. You know, all that stuff. Very rich, you'll pay extra, alright, fine. Keep bragging about all the money you have. You know, I could use some of that money, well, my manager could use some of that money. That's something that, you know, you never really considered, huh? Is that some people aren't that lucky, you know? Why are you even coming to eat at a fast food restaurant if you're wealthy? Well, I guess fast food is getting more expensive these days. That's just how it is, unfortunately. Apparently, it's a bunch of people coming up with excuses that things are getting more scarce, and it's like, well, you know. Yeah, let's not talk about stuff like that right now. Let's just say everything's expensive, it sucks, let's move on. I wish it wasn't expensive, but you know. I will say, that doesn't stop me from eating at Wendy's. We're going back to Wendy's. I think it's finally clear that McDonald's doesn't really want to go back to the original way of making their fries, which means that Wendy's fries are now the best fries ever. Everybody really likes Wendy's fries now. Like, even I think that they're delicious. Like, you know, like Mike's like really into them, you know? They're just like, I just don't know what happened, what they did, but apparently they decided to change the recipe. Change the way they made them or something, because they just don't taste as good as they did when they don't just taste as good as when I was younger, you know? Like, the taste is so noticeable. Like, I don't understand why they changed it anyway, either. Like it's super noticeable, but yet people are just like, oh, there's not difference, and I'm like, yeah, there is. There's a huge difference. There's a huge difference, and you can tell. Especially if you're as old as I am, or as old as I am, where you're so used to how something tastes that when it tastes different from what you're used to, then of course you're gonna be like, why does it taste like this now? I don't know. I think Galaxy Burger fries would taste very good, but you don't put salt on them. Like you don't put salt on them at all. That's the one thing I've really noticed, is that these fries you put out here, they're not salted. So unless there's like a little table where you can put salt on them, are the fries just implied to be not salted? That's what I'm trying to figure out, actually. Like, that's actually something I just realized, you know? They're not salting these fries. How are they supposed to taste? They probably don't taste very good if they're not salted. Like, I wouldn't say that salt is like a condiment or anything, like something that's necessary to add. But at the same time, I can't help but think that there's something missing if you're not salting your fries, at least. I wouldn't say too much salt, but maybe, like, enough to where it actually has a little bit of a taste to it, you know? A little bit of an edge, to say the least. Does salt even have a taste or anything? Like, I know it tastes salty. You can say that all you want. It tastes salty. Well, yeah, I know it tastes salty, but, you know, what about, like... But then again, you could also say the same about, like, sometimes when I make fries, I put, like, this Cajun spice on it, because I really like how it tastes on the burgers. You know, like Cajun spice or whatever. I guess it's not implied that they're salty because they don't have, like, maybe they are salted and I just can't see the salt on them because they're, like, battered with maybe flour or flour or something and salt. And it's kind of implied that it's on there, but at the same time, it's like... At the same time, it's like, well, maybe it's not salted or whatever, and that's how it is. But unsalted fries sounds like an insult. You know what would be fun if this game has sweet potato fries? Oh yeah! Those do exist. Yam fries, I guess. Sweet potato fries would be an interesting one. Or if this game's going the Subway sandwich route, there was, like, bags of chips you could add to the order as an optional thing. And they had, like, cute names, like, they had, like, these, galaxy-themed names. What's a good galaxy name for a chip? Asteroid crisps, I guess, you know? Like, that would be a good name for a chip. And for Doritos, it would be like, it would be like, I don't know. I don't know. I can't come up with good fake names for, like, products like that, unfortunately. I'm not very good at that kind of thing. I'm not exactly, more hockey pucks coming out. Maybe I'm not good at that because it just doesn't seem very, Yeah, yum fries would be kind of a good thing in this game, wouldn't they? I'm just gonna deflect the fact that I can't think of anything good by looking at a comment in the chat and being like, yep, yum fries would be a good idea to add to this game. It would be kind of cool, but like I said, I also kind of hope that they add, like, different kinds of cheeses as well, because you already have different kinds of eggs, you might as well go the extra mile and add another kind of cheese as well, like Swiss cheese or provolone, or whatever you add to burgers, really. I don't know, I mean, like, with the burgers, it's very easy to, like, fall into that idea that, that every burger has cheese on it. It has to be like that that, what's it called? Let's keep that there for now. It has to be like the Kraft Swiss cheese, you know? Not Kraft Swiss cheese, like Kraft cheese. You know how it is. You use it for grilled cheese sandwiches, so it's like really simple, but it's really effective. But I don't really like that kind of cheese, to be honest, because it feels so... Like, when you eat that cheese, it's like, oh, it's delicious, you know, whatever. But then you get older, and then you try sharp cheddar, and, like, Parmesan and other cheeses, and then you're like, oh my god, how could I have gone my whole life without this? And then you eat those Kraft singles again, and you're like, this doesn't taste like childhood, this tastes like paste. It's like they molded paste into cheese and then called it cheese, you know? What was wrong with the order? Oh. Okay. Well, that's it for that. I'll do one shift on Saturn and I think I'll end it. For now. I'll do one shift on Saturn and I'll end it. Oh, 3 registers. Give me something simple, please. Nothing fancy. It's like exactly this. Oh yeah, that's right. They added this kind of person to the new update. A person who's just like, I want this. And that's it. I'm gonna turn on the fryers too. Like, all you had to do was just send it down the belt. And I kind of like this kind of thing, actually, because it makes sense, you know? You know, that some people would wanna try to build their own stuff, you know? Oh. Potato burger. Potato. And then the onions. I mean, there's also that fantasy burger game that they're going to be making as well. Honestly, I can't wait to see how they approach that. I would love to see how they make soda in that game, because the only thing I can think of is if it's like a special brew or something that they make from like a special like well or something. That's the only thing I can think of, is that it's like a special well that they use for a brew or whatever, as a brew and brew or whatever. I'm trying to think, like, that's the only way that I think soda could exist in a fantastical setting. Or maybe it's like a potion or whatever, and the only way maybe it's a potion or whatever, I don't know. I can't think of what it would be though. How would you carbonate something in medieval times? Well, you couldn't, because there was no such thing as pressurized chambers filled with liquid carbon dioxide that could potentially explode. So, you know, there's that. Maybe it's like, maybe it's like a spell. You heard of RuneScape? They have drinks like Dwarven Stout and Wizard Bomb. I've heard of RuneScape, but I've never played it. I've never really played RuneScape, honestly. I've heard the tales, but I've never really dipped my toe in the, actual setting. To be honest, I kind of regret not being part of the wave of people that actually played RuneScape, because I feel like I missed out on something really big by missing out on that aspect of the internet. Because when I was younger, my game was Wizard 101. That was the game that I was obsessed with when I was younger. And I never really considered playing anything like RuneScape, you know? But, like, I guess we're detracting from the point. How do you carbonate soda in medieval times? You, like, make a syrupy texture, make a syrupy, like, food, make, like, a syrupy drink, and then you add the carbon dioxide to it, and water as well. Carbon dioxide and water, you know? That's how it's made, unfortunately. It's like, And that's how the drink machines at your local fast food restaurant work too. They have the syrup, and then you take the then you take it, you add water and CO2 to it, and that's basically how it works. It's how it's made. You know? But then, let's see, then you have like, but then how would you translate that? Well, I can imagine that the water was pretty obvious, but then what about everything else? Like the carbon dioxide? Maybe you could get a special magical creature that puts it in there? But that's just gross. We're going back to how food is made in a gross way. It's just like, ugh, you know? breath of CEO of a Cthulhu or whatever, a Cthulhu. Cthulhu because CO2, you know? Or a Satuling or whatever? I don't know. I'm just trying to come up with it because it's like, for me, it's like, it doesn't seem like a thing that would be very realistic. Maybe they have Fantasy Galaxy Burger, and they have Dragon's Breath as a drink. Oh. Like in Minecraft. Well, actually, in Minecraft, that's, Dragon's Breath is like something you use to make lingering potions. And then again, I'm never gonna beat Minecraft. Like, if I ever beat Minecraft, it's gonna be a miracle in and of itself. Because I'm so scared to explore beyond my little bubble. Yeah. Like, the Nether is the farthest I'll go, in all honesty. I don't think I could ever go any farther beyond... Oh, wait. It's a Green Planet burger, and it's got a different recipe. That's the only time. The only time I think I'd only try to beat the game if I had other people play it with me, in all honesty. Like, that's the only way I'd beat the game, is if I was with someone else playing with me, trying to beat the game as a whole. And that would be my ultimatum. I will beat the game if someone else is with me, holding my hand, doing it with me. And telling me it's okay to lose all your items, it's okay to mess up a little bit, it's okay to dig straight into lava, it's okay that you summon the warden. You know, all that crap. It could be your Order of the Stone friends from Minecraft Story Mode. Well, I guess that's another game that I gotta look into, huh? Well, I guess this is where we call it, alright? I know. We want more burger shenanigans, but it's starting to get late, and I'm not sure if I can really, muster any more energy towards this, so... I want to thank you guys so much for watching. I'm glad that you guys came by. If you like what you see, of course, we had 2 new followers, Sketchy and Uptight Box. I want to thank you guys for stopping by and pressing that follow button. If you like what you see, press the follow button. Blah blah blah, you know, jargon about how helping support the channel means that I get to eat. You know, thanks for hanging out, and thank you for hanging out with me today as well. Thank you for being good to me. I love you guys so much. I love every one of you. Take care of yourselves, be good to each other, and as always, I will see you tomorrow, BBST, for more Half-Life 2. I'm so excited. I can't wait to get the gravity gun. I can't wait to go through the rest of the game. It's gonna be completely and utterly blind for me. I'm glad that I played it blind, because I'm happy with how I'm doing it. Thank you so much. Love you. Bye-bye.